we are live with yet another week of our wonderful crew of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. First things, the important things have to be pointed out. Yes, Damon's hair looks very nice. I think he did it himself. Second, we were talking about turning gray at 30, and yeah, I'm starting to have I want to call them Doctor Strange little shocks. He has those, right? Right? I'm just not as cool as Doctor Strange or Benedict Cumberbatch Dumbledore. You know, I mean, it's like, can't compete with that, but I got kind of there. Anyways, also Alex is joining us from a remote location, so MVP already pre-session goes to Alex for being willing to do that. Appreciate you. Anything cool?
Is the hospital bed comfy? Or, I mean, the hotel bed. Sorry, I'm high. It's been a long day. It's been a long fucking day. It's been a week. It's been a hard day's night.
I mean,
I've been working like
if you sing anymore, we have to pay for it.
No, we don't. I just like, as long as you cover it, shit is good. Shit is good.
To be fair, some hospital rooms do look like hotel rooms.
And they cost like, more than a 5-star hotel room for the same
They
amount of
cost
stay.
the same as an entire hotel.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
funny.
Building.
The room my daughter was born in, like the I guess they call them the birthing suites or whatever at the hospital she was born in. It's like if you stand with your back to your wife in the bed and look at the other side of the room, it looks like a freaking hotel room, and then you turn around and it looks like a hospital room. It's like.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
It's
what's
a little
really
weird.
fun? Having a child and then having an itemized bill on the entire medical bill for room and board for said child.
Mm-hmm. It's like when they charge you $500 for holding your child, something is not right. Something ain't right here. Yeah, exactly,
we're
Alex.
We're going on another tangent.
Fur baby's great decision. Alrighty, in any case.
I mean, the Pope ain't pleased about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh man, we can't get into that. This is not just chatting. We should probably do that at some point. Just chatting. Lights of Thylea. It would have to be.
Thylea shoots the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Ooh, that could be actually pretty good. Shots of Thylea or something like that. Oh, that would be bad. Oh, that would be real bad. Every time David forgot one of his monsters has a special ability and didn't use it, take a shot. Anyways. Exactly, I'll just be on the fucking floor. Good thing that I do the standing, right? To burn off some of those calories. In any case, thank you guys for joining us for another week. As far as shoutouts, there's not a whole lot. We are doing a watch party for Legends of Vox Machina. If you have not seen Legends of the voice actors in Legends of Vox Machina, hilarious little, nested thing there. It is awesome. David Tennant is in there. What's her name? Beatrice? Sophia Beatrice? What is her name?
Stephanie
Beatrice.
Oh my god, she's amazing. I loved her in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Obviously, then she
she's
became
fantastic.
Maribel Madrigal, and it's just I'm so excited. And she's going to be
Hema.
yeah.
She's like the perpetual badass.
It's awesome. It is just so fucking cool. I'm super excited about it. If you're in the community, we'll be watching it January 28th. I think it was at 8 p.m. Eastern, right? As long as I was able to get Tyler and Damon out. That was the goal. That was the goal. As long as I have that, we're good. Okay, cool. Too soon for that joke. Way too soon. It hurt myself there. But yeah, we're gonna be watching it as a watch party in the community. If you guys want to join, down below is the Discord doobly-doo thing. If you guys want to check it out, we have lots of games, and we're in the works. We're chatting with a Pacific time DM right now because we know that is one time slot that we haven't been doing very well in. Lots of Eastern, obviously lots of Mountain time because yours truly. But we do want to extend to the West Coast. We love you guys on the West Coast. West Coast. I'm not gonna throw signs, but West Coast. West Coast.
Ooh.
What?
The whitest guy in the room.
No, literally, especially with these lights. It's like, there's like that contrast with like Brian's skin coloration versus his shirt. Like his shirt is nice and white, but like for me it looks the opposite. Like how dark his beard is. That's my thing, and then his shirt is me right now. I need better lighting. I really, really do. Look at that. Anyways, so as we're delving back in, if you guys want to join, we'd obviously love to have you. All that aside, We are back for another week of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. And I'm excited because, the group blew a lot of their stuff and resources on killing a multi-headed Hydra that they just swam up on. Actually, let me just do a normal previously on Odyssey of the Dragonlords, played by our wonderful cast of Light of Thylea. Previously, you guys had traveled to the island of Themis. Now that you have the Ultras, you're able to quickly travel between the different islands within the Cerulean Gulf and beyond, something that most ships, at least of the settler races of Thylea, cannot easily do without threatening being, sunk by the granddaddy of Estrella, the Titan Sidon. Now, you guys are able to travel around and quickly try to come up with, a very creative ploy to kind of get yourself inside of the ranks of the Amazons. It'll be cool. A fight ensued. You guys won and were able to knock out one of the Amazons by the name of Thylea. You guys got in a very creative way, and a lot of enhanced interrogation techniques were employed. The location of the secret hideout, apparently, from you guys' perspective, of the queen of the Amazon, Thylea. Now, you guys traveled to, it's essentially just this jutting rock that pierces out of a massive bay. There are hundreds of these kind of like boulders, if you want to call them that, jutting out like that. But this one was special because this one, had some kind of a flat plateau at the top. That you couldn't quite spot what was there as well. So you guys decided to do the cool thing, which was get water breathing in and just fucking swim underneath the ocean, baby. As you guys started doing that, it was a little bit of an arduous trip as you guys took an hour to even just get there. Poor Yanni. I still can just can you imagine Yanni just having to swim forward with his what is it, 5 strength, right? He's just dead before he even starts. Can you imagine that? Oof. And you guys got there. You saw that there were 2 different interesting entry points. On the one, it was a large cave-like mouth. Another one was a actually gated, kind of help me out with English right now. I'm forgetting it again. What is that thing called that you put on an outlet so it doesn't?
Grate.
A grate. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
It was a great,
what?
Great success.
An outlet? Like a plug? I was so confused.
God damn it. English, once again, my kryptonite. But as you guys saw that, you opted to go into the cave mouth. As you guys started swimming up the very narrow shaft, well, not that narrow, but narrowish, you came up top. Portcullis or Portculli, however you want to pronounce that, is also appropriate. But in this case, it's kind of more attached, more permanent. I think great was the right one. Great was great.
Portcullis is more like a window, I think.
Well, portcullis is kind of like the thing that comes up and down. It's yeah.
Like the drawbridge comes down, and then there's the grate but then it's retractable up in.
It's a very breezy sort of door, if you want to think of it that way. It's a more revealing type door.
It's good against the horde, not so much against
scandalous door.
This is gonna be a great session. Just wait for it.
Yeah, I can already tell.
As you guys swam up the shaft, you guys ultimately came into a small cavern. It really was just Brissa who had bravely swam where no other nymph had swam before. As you surfaced into this little cave, multiple heads with their reflective eyes reared up towards you as a fight ensued and was quickly ended. Now, as you guys might have pointed out, after the session we noticed, there's a little something fancy about Rhodus' axe. Rhodus' axe has the ability to do more damage against Titans. However, Foundry currently has such as automatically rolling, which is not going to happen from here on out, so a little bit more damage was rolled than should have been rolled, but it was a cool fight.
I knew when I got 2 38s in a row, I was like, I'm not that good. That's not Rhodus rolling. That's a glitch in the system.
Guys, you did an assert, what is that, 74? No, I can't do math. It's 76 points of damage. Meanwhile, I got to whack Yanni really good. You win some, you lose some. I mean, you win some, you lose some. It's a win-win.
We roasted that battle so hard that you went and looked back and looked at the numbers and were like, something wasn't right here.
It wasn't even me. I will point that out. It was not me. However, I mean, it was yeah, it would have been, in retrospect, I probably would have been sad and ultimately looked at it, but when I did check it out, I was just like, oh no.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for it shouldn't have automatically rolled that. So it is what it is. It'll
I
be
mean,
fine.
to be fair, compared to what he was usually doing, it added like an extra like 20 damage, which we would have gotten. By
You know,
the...
that's usually a whole other Rotus in combat. We gotta appreciate that fact. Rotus has really started to come into his own. You know, I'm excited to see what else he can bring to the table now.
Yeah, now we just need a combat where Rotus and Brissa both can hit the enemy.
I can't afford that. Do you know how many monsters I would have to throw out there? That's like 400 HP each round. I'm just kidding. Alrighty.
We're
Anyways,
finally reaching the point where the barbarian actually gets like other
Don't
things.
make me start conjuring. I know how to do that now. And I know it's a pain in the ass for you. But I'm ready.
all right, bring it. All right. As we delve back in, you guys had defeated the Hydra. However, you saw that there were a multitude of different little shafts that left out. It kind of seemed to be just broad enough for all of these Hydra heads to poke through them into hallways beyond. You guys could have probably squeezed through. Yanni would have been have a super nice time doing it. However, as you guys were kind of considering that for a second and wanted to take, a rest right there, there were all of these weird kind of metal kind of meshes that were thrown in with clay pots inside. As the metal hit the floor, the bodies dropped. But besides that, you guys also saw that the clay pots shattered and then released some kind of a gas into the chamber. So you guys decided to get the fuck out of Dodge as quickly as possible. Jumped into the shaft and started swimming downward. And that's where we're picking it up this week. Anything that I forgot to add that you guys want to add that is actually something that happened in the story and not a wish spell inside of Yanni's book that is luckily very well protected?
I feel like you need to emphasize a little more about how we basically gave that Amazon a magical lobotomy.
Please elucidate the audience.
Because I think 3 people tried to charm her at the same time.
Right?
Oh yeah,
and then afterwards she got a suggestion.
There was so much confusing shit for poor Sadea. It was just, it was amazing. Poor woman.
Knocked unconscious by me.
And then, did we just leave her there?
Yep.
I don't
sure
even
shit
remember.
did. Sure shit did.
I thought we sent her off. Moxena sent her off to tell the rest of the Amazons.
Right. That's right.
Effectively leaving
Hopefully
her
she
behind.
can find her way back.
That is the one thing about these Amazons. They are badasses, especially when it comes to living the nomadic life. So probably don't have to worry about that. But yes, Moxena did want to have her message that she is back and she's ready for some blood to be shared with the rest of the island. And for those of you watching for the first time, Moxena is actually a Gorgon, i.e. a Medusa, that had apparently been kicked out of Themis by her 2 sisters, Thylea and Leah, who now rule over the rest of the Amazons. And the group is here to, aggressively remove from office.
Rightful queen.
No,
Right.
we have to kill them. Moxena, we agreed that we were going to kill them. For
I mean,
Moxena.
Rhodes is at least going to give them box.
Undo her curse. They tried to sell me at one point. That was like the idea. It was like I was going to be bait.
Yeah, she wasn't buying anything. I was super charming too. It was really weird. I don't know.
All right.
Like Estrella's specialty, talking to people.
As you ruined the suspense, Tyler. But as you guys are swimming, as you guys are swimming down the shaft and kind of piercing back into the larger water, again sucking in the salty, briny, liquid that is the ocean around you. You see again, there's just a massive amount of kelp all around you guys. As you guys look up, you can see that the ocean is just swinging up and down violently. You can feel the tug back and forth a little bit more violently than you had when you first swam up this place. And indeed, as you look up, you can barely see any light shining through, except for flashes every once in a while. As you guys are looking around, kind of nodding towards each other, I would like you guys to first make me a perception check.
I'm good at
still
those.
exhausted.
Starting off
I
strong yet again.
forgot.
I got a 23.
I forgot we were exhausted.
Luckily, Kasari has done it.
Also, I'm shocked for some reason. Do we remember what that is?
It's your we do that every week. It's your gift of alacrity.
Oh, right.
I'm shocked. She said sarcastically. Alrighty, cool beans. So
Shocked
as we
in my muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
as you guys are kind of swinging about, checking it out, Saria, you start kind of quickly getting everyone's attention, for off in the distance, you can see what seems to be large shapes moving towards you guys very quickly in kind of a swinging back and forth pattern. You had seen schools of fish, massive, kind of swim through this area. You had seen some reef sharks and like kind of swim through the coral reefs, and the multitude of different, well, let's say amalgamations of undersea life. But these shapes seem to be somewhat larger. And you see 3 of them starting to come towards you, as then there is actually a massive one that is quickly approaching you guys. As Casaria alerts you to that, what do you guys do?
First off, does it look crafty and ass?
No. With your 23, you're pretty certain these are sharks.
Okay.
They might have some tentacles hidden somewhere. You don't really know their physiology too well, having spent most of your life above water, but you're pretty certain them be sharks.
Okay.
Kasari notifies us. She like tells us.
Yeah.
Motion somehow, because we can't really talk, right?
I think we kind of determined last week that you can, because it doesn't. Yeah, you can. I remember the spell specifically
Does it
states
still
that.
have respiration or whatever?
Resident expert Druid Estrella can confirm.
Yes. It's 24 hours. I'm sorry. What was the actual question though? Was it how long does it last?
Can we talk?
Can
I'm
you
sorry.
talk?
I've got a million spells. I was planning. Can you talk? I think that's
Underwater?
a DM call.
No,
Critical Role can talk underwater.
a critical role
guess
can
it's
do
up
a
to you.
lot of things.
Yeah.
That boy does a lot of good. good
Listen,
stuff for
I'm
the
just
players.
I'm giving you all the
David
information I
throwing
have on it.
shade.
You guys,
Your respiratory.
you guys can communicate. Even if you couldn't talk, you could communicate to each other. At the very least, like Sarah could point aggressively towards the sharks.
Yes.
And draw
Sorry
your
for
attention.
derailing.
No,
We
not
can
at all.
certainly
It's valid. It's
It
valid.
does specifically say affected creatures retain their normal mode of respiration.
Cool.
So whatever that means. I'm sure it means something important, but there you
Oh,
go.
I'm
That's
sure
everything.
that there are
You know.
entire Reddit posts about this stuff out there. I'm 1000% sure.
I mean, you can talk underwater even when you can't breathe it. So
It's true. All right.
yeah.
Sharks coming at you guys. Dire situation, you
javelin.
might die. All right, so this is we're gonna do this
Baby
into a little bit more of a how to call this, a skill challenge for you guys. The question is, you see them approaching, so you have a moment to kind of think about this. Not a whole lot. Like, we can't spend the next 3 hours on this, but what would you guys like to do in order to try to avoid a watery grave?
All right, guys. Everybody, what's the plan? No, I'm just kidding.
Are there any fish near us?
You look immediately around you, and in fact, with you, I'll just say the 23 kind of carries over into that. There is actually nothing immediately there. If anything, this little squadron of sharks moving in with like a dun 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 dun. Again, IP violations. But as you see them kind of moving in, most of the fish seem to have just moved off to the side. They're not aggressively poking their heads out to be a potential next meal.
Yeah, unless they make some sort of aggressive movement, I would want to try to like fall back and like maybe even try to like take cover a little bit and make ourselves scarce.
Did anybody?
Yeah,
summon-
I'm saying we either take cover or we try to find something that we can cut really quick so that we can lure him away with this kind of blood.
All right, so who's
Did
going to be the
anybody just like
sacrifice?
conjure a couple of seals or something for the sharks to eat and make them happy and they go away?
Actually, let me see what I got prepped right now.
I'm gonna flail until I hit the closest person to me, and then I'm just gonna grab onto them because once again, I can't see anything.
And you're just like, we'll say Rhoda's for convenience sake. Just
I
gotta.
can, but if there's sharks, I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to draw the attention.
You kind of grab onto whatever sparse clothing Rhodas has upon his body. It's kind of somewhere around the midriff, kind of like the lower parts is the most clothing.
I got some
You-
ropes going on.
Yeah, you
I
grab
feel the
Rhodas's
abs,
rope.
and I'm like, oh, it's
Um,
Rhodus.
Oh, rope. You said rope, not rope. My mistake. But as you grab onto the clothing to kind of have something to hold onto, that is going to be Lyra's thing, holding on to it. Rhodas, as you're trying to find a good spot, it'll be your choice. Go ahead and make me a survival or a perception check to try to find a good place where you guys might be able to retreat to and have a defensible position against the sharks, or maybe even hide completely.
Ooh, I vote we do hide because I do have pass without trace prepped.
All right. Well, I'm going to make my survival check.
Go for it.
I also could do a
You
survival.
rolled that with
rolled with
because you
disadvantage, but
are
Because we're all exhausted.
exhausted. That is why.
Yeah, I'll do a survival check to see if there's anything close.
Alrighty, so as Rhodas just violently kind of thrashes around with Lyra kind of dragging you back, you're like, damn it, Lyra!
Very distracting.
As you're just like moving through, you're trying to find a good spot. Lyra's just like, but it's really just the bubble, like pretty much more water pushed through. Kasari, you kind of see a spot over, kind of closer to the actual opening. There's a lot of like other. They're not quite stalagmites, but they are certainly kind of like sticking out of the ground of the seafloor here. As you kind of swim over there, the rest of you guys going along. Lyra, you mostly just have no choice because Rhodas is going there. What else do you guys want to do to contribute?
I'm gonna cast pass without trace on us too to increase our chances of not being spotted.
Sounds good. And again, I wanna try this for a while with having a leader for the stealth check. Who would like to take the lead for the stealth?
Ooh. I'm pretty good at it, but I have disadvantage right now.
You also have a +10, so if it's really just about numbers, just hope you roll good.
Hold on one
I have a +7 to the roll normally, so it's disadvantage +17 if it's me.
There we go. I have a +2 to stealth.
I have a +3.
I also have a +2.
Well, in theory, mathematically, the +3 without disadvantage would be better by about a half a
All right.
point.
Who's gonna do it? Go ahead and make me a roll.
I'll do it. I'm the rogue.
Thank
Get
you.
it. All right. Step up to the plate. And it rolls a natural 17 and a natural 18. See, this is why you don't have to worry about shit sometimes. All right, with a 34, you guys are watching Yanni actually kind of like, he almost like turns into a little dolphin as he kind of like swims up ahead, leading you guys into the spot that Kasaria had pointed out as the spell kind of masks you guys. You see the sharks are moving quickly towards the location and are starting to just swim around trying to find you guys. For the time being, you guys feel like this is a relatively safe spot where you can hide out, but it will be just a matter of time. As you can see, there's actually a smaller school of hammerhead sharks that are kind of swimming up above. You feel like the danger isn't completely over, but for the time being, like the next 10 minutes, you might be safe. What do you guys want to do to try to shake these sharks above you now?
Okay, here's my question. Minor illusion both doesn't need sight or a verbal component. So can I 30 feet away from where we are, like in the opposite direction, just minor illusion? This has to be 5 feet. So just like a tiny people, whatever kind of people, like maybe a tiny Yanni type people, just like flailing and struggling to swim underwater 30 feet away from us.
Alrighty.
That's what I'll do.
That might be working as a good, I like that as an idea of like trying to distract them so that you can then do something else, like the distraction to do the other thing. What is the other thing that you guys want to try? If the distraction works, of course.
Weren't we gonna cast the bubble and try to sleep? Wasn't that the plan?
I think we were gonna sleep in the Hydra lair, but then stuff happened, so we left.
Yeah,
No, we were gonna cast.
Oh, underwater bubble.
Tiny
I can't
hut.
do it underwater. I can't do it underwater because it'll ruin
That's
my
right.
spellbook.
That's right. He can't take his
It'll
spellbook
what?
out underwater.
The
'cause it'll
book,
get
when you
wet
open
and gross.
I don't have the spell prepared, so I have to ritual cast it. which
Yes,
means
you
I need
can,
my
because
book.
I can shape water. I can shape water, so I can move a 5-foot cube. You can open it in my cube where there's no water. Right?
The main problem will be enough time.
How long does that last?
Yeah.
'Cause it would
Well,
need to
I
be
have
like
to.
11
I can
minutes.
create a trench that's like 100 feet wide. Or I can shape water, which let me read that guy real quick.
Okay, until you
You're in
finish
big
reading
trouble,
that.
mister.
Okay, so one of the plans can be trying to aggressively ritual cast this tiny hut. What is plan B in case that doesn't work?
Hunker
away.
down.
Oh,
You're muted, Alex.
I say we just go back in and kill the Amazons.
yeah, we never really saw how many were actually in there. We ran away as soon as the gas things showed up. So we could theoretically.
Close is that entrance, or like I guess like how close would it be to get back to where we were, where we could be out of the water, away from the sharks?
You could certainly make it there if the distraction works. We'll say that can be definitely part of it, like swimming back into that opening.
Oh, so during the distraction,
Mm-hmm.
if it's successful. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And take on the Amazon. I'd rather fight that. I'd rather fight out of the water.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
We're
fair.
gonna have to fight
Water
them anyways.
I can also cast Water Walk, which will just bring us to the surface. If
Oh
we
yeah,
wanna.
we'll like shoot up.
Yeah.
It's like 60 feet around, right? If I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yep. It sure is.
Maybe if the distraction doesn't work.
Yeah, that's like escape plan B.
Yeah. Well, it takes 10 minutes to cast, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, cool. So as you guys kind of communicate with each other, you know, the two fighters with air quotes, Brissa and Rotor's like, with like back pointing towards the cave. You see Estrella just kind of like going through and just like drawing these very intricate, beautiful runes and different arcane formula into the sand, like a very complex plan is clearly forming in her mind. As you, Lyra, kind of swim up a little bit, you look at Yanni. You kind of do one of these, or you're kind of like taking the measurement of what he's like. You do kind of like the painter's thumb for a little bit, and you're just like, you know,
It's
kind
all
of.
from memory, baby. I can't see anything right now.
What I'll say is part of this to make it part of the skill challenge. Go ahead and give me a let's call it just a charisma check,
Oh, okay.
for your casting ability.
19.
Hey, again, even with disadvantage. Yeah, you end up creating, because it can be a visual or a sound, right? It can't be like a.
Right, it can't be both.
But it can it be
I
a
can do
smell?
one or the other. No, I looked. I wish it could be a smell. I'd just make it smell like blood if it
You know,
could be a
that's
smell.
what I was thinking. Like, that would be great.
I think prestidigitation can do a smell, maybe.
That's true.
Or one of the higher illusion spells
Yeah.
can do a smell, but minor illusion cannot.
I can do the odor of a skunk
Oh,
with my druidcraft.
I'll say with
I mean, maybe
Druidcraft,
can I do the odor of blood?
you can enhance it with your blood magic. Is that blood magic? Are we doing blood magic now? Go ahead and give me a wisdom check.
That is natural. It's in
I
all
mean,
creatures.
that's
it's
true.
true.
That's true.
Wisdom check for me?
If it's good, it's blood. If it's bad, it's a skunk.
Oh, okay. Listen,
It's skunky
it's
blood.
been 2 sessions that I haven't rolled over like a 3, so
Oh man, it'll turn
I'm starting
around.
to feel like, yeah, okay.
You
We're
just
gonna turn it around.
inherited, you know, the Rhoda stretch of your character's career. You'll come out of it. Look at
Mhm.
Rhoda now, rolling 38 damage out of nowhere. It'll happen to you. So as
I need a
you
magical weapon.
you kind of create like you try to like blood. What would blood smell like? I don't know. Okay. As you kind of cast your druid magic forth, you nod towards Lyra. Lyra, you create an image of like a flailing. Really, you're actually creating the image of Yanni just being brutally attacked with the blood splurting out of the Hydra, just like. It's actually too graphic. You think you're like, oh, as you kind of look at your own magic doing its work, you're like flinching every time that Yanni's kind of like spasming back and forth. With the blood in the water, you actually kind of like for a second see the shark kind of moving away from the area where you had created the blood scent and getting a little bit closer towards where you guys are currently hiding out until the image of Yanni appears, and they seem to kind of refocus and start to quickly swim there. What do you guys do?
I'm waiting to see what
Yeah,
I
I
guess
guess we're
Marissa-
waiting to see if we're gonna
what,
run.
This is-
Estrella does. Is she gonna create a pocket, or is she gonna shoot us to the surface, or
It sounded like you guys had.
do.
Yeah,
What do
you had.
want me to do?
Go ahead, Astrea.
What do you want to do?
live?
Let's start swimming for the place where we dropped out of to escape the Amazon. So I'm gonna make a break for it.
All right, as you guys
Follow
kind of. You're muted, Alex.
Oh no, I just said I'm following Ro as well.
Okay, sounds good. As you, we'll say, Brissa, why don't you lead us with an athletics check, trying to kind of break ahead and get everyone kind of up and into the spout very quickly.
Oh.
Alrighty.
And I'm
As you
not
guys
exhausted.
kind of swim into the thing as well. You see Yanni, he's just like, he's just like turning into one of the hobbits, like during Lord of the Rings, just like, I'll just die. I'll die. Let the wraiths take me. As you kind of like try to tug him along, you can see that Rhoda's even is kind of like getting slower and slower as he's trying to get Lyra in there, and the shark's triggering on you guys.
I'm
To move
kicking
in.
my feet. I'm helping. I'm not just dead weight.
All right, the last thing that we'll do. So as you guys are going to try to push out of the tunnel before the sharks can get you guys would have been able to do this without anything, but because the sharks are now able to catch up to you guys as you're trying to surface out of that, I'll have everyone make and this is going to be a saving throw, so that's going to be a little bit better for you guys actually. Go ahead and make me a strength save to try to make it out of this before or try to take as little shark damage as possible, and that's a legal check.
Cool. I like that my check and my save are the same
Nat
number.
20.
Wow.
You cannot guide yourself
Wow.
on a save
Okay.
anyway.
Guidance doesn't work on
Okay.
saves, fortunately.
I
Three
rolled
nat
from TNT
20s
Beyond
in
and I got
a
an
row.
18. Suspish.
I rolled a natural 20 for a 17.
I see you,
Alright.
Foundry.
I'm gonna. Has everyone else rolled? Cause this is gonna be good.
Here it comes.
1.
Oh, alrighty.
Not
Casaria,
dead weight, huh?
Casaria, Brissa, Yanni, Estrella. You guys are good. Rhodas and Lyra, you, however, get nabbed. As Lyra
We
is
are
just doing
shark
so much flailing back and forth, Rhoda's like, stop, stop, as the biggest shark kind of grasps onto you guys. You two take 20 points of piercing damage. And as you
Feels
guys
good.
as you guys are just getting real bit. The rest of you guys take 10.
You bitch.
Feels
Alrighty.
good. Feels good.
Why did that
It
not-
makes
there
up
we
for the not damage that I took in the last fight.
go. Alrighty, as we
Is Moxena with us?
yes, god damn it.
Oh, yep, we forgot
Great
about her
save.
last week
I
too.
always forget her. She takes 20 points of damage as well.
Hmm.
Thank you. Hey, that brings
Couldn't
my
you just turn the fucking sharks to.
oh, and Scylla
weight.
is there too. Scylla gets to make a strength saving throw, and because you have your dragon out always, the pseudo dragon gets to make a strength save too. God damn it!
Love it.
Yay!
I feel like Goldie has less than 10 HP. How much HP does Goldie have?
Not enough.
You're muted, Alex.
You're muted, Alex.
It's less than 10. Yeah.
Scylla's good, taking only 10 points of damage. You watch in horror as Goldie kind of slips off of your shoulders and deeper into the dark as a shark's dead eyes just go back and forth, and Goldie's like,
I step her away.
and you see just a little puck kind of get crumpled as it disappears right after the fact. Oh man! And you know what? No. Give me a dex check. I'll have you do a dex check against the shark. Let's see who gets it.
All of us, or like everyone who's still out.
No, that's just going to be for Brissa. A little broken dragon paw.
That's okay. That shark's gonna be real mad when he realizes he just ate nothing.
All
It's true,
right.
it's true.
You guys come back out into this area as you guys are just breathing heavily. There's still the stench of the gas in here, though it has settled and kind of dispersed a little bit. As you guys come back out into that stuff, you see Maxena just go, that didn't exactly help. What's the plan now? Whispering towards you guys.
So what's going on in the room at this point?
Yeah, are there Amazonses?
There are no Amazonses or Hobbitses.
Stupid fat hobbitses.
Sorry,
It's a good one.
reflex.
I will cast light now since there's not sharks,
Alrighty.
so I can
Um,
see again.
I guess I'll go fish Nomad out of the bag of holding and start casting the sphere as fast, or the hut as fast as I can.
What should I
Alrighty.
cast light on? What random item do I have? I pull out a tiny knife and I can cast light on the knife.
And while Yanni is preparing his spell or casting his spell, I'm just going to sort of take a look around, take stuff. Like, we heard some noises in here before we jumped into the water, so I want to see, like, is there signs of anything? Or, if I'm looking through these gaps, like, can I see, like, anything obvious?
Yeah, make me a perception check.
Boop. 2.
You look around, and what you do see plainly is, kind of looking around you, you notice that there is an L-shaped tunnel that kind of extends around you guys. And as you kind of check that out, you're fairly certain there seems to be some kind of a complex that leads somewhere else. You can see that there appear to be a couple. There's at least one staircase that you can see from where you're at. As you kind of move around to where Brissa is, there's a second staircase that leads out over there, and a path that you can't quite see that extends towards the east and north. There seems to be a door over there somewhere.
Are these gaps wide enough to, like, pass through? Like, all of us would be able to fit? Even
Yeah,
me and
you-
Scylla?
Everyone except for Yanni would have to squeeze, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's stairs back there.
Do we want to rest beforehand, or do we want to just go?
Do we know what this gas is?
How are your spells looking, Kasaria?
I am all out of level 1. I have 1 second level, 1 third, and 1 fourth. But I also have 6 mistletoe left for Ritual of Mistletoe.
And then Yanni, I think I gave you a healing potion.
I already took
Maybe.
that.
Ah.
Or I'm
Well.
sorry, I already drank that like right away.
So we all know Yanni's stress reaction is that his voice just drops like 3 octaves.
I certainly don't feel
Sorry.
safe here, but
Sorry, I can't help it.
He's finally going
Certainly-
through puberty. This is great.
I mean,
don't feel.
is the gas bothering us? I know you said it was like kind of dissipating.
You were able to not experience the effects of the gas. You're not 100% sure.
I think
I mean,
the issue is
hon-
with the gases again.
Honestly, we
Hmm.
shouldn't have to worry about the gas too much, because I can go ahead and cast Wind Wall. I prepped it.
How long does
How
that
long does that
last,
last?
though?
Oh shit, it's only 1 minute.
Let's just get out of here, I guess.
All right.
All right.
Somebody
Anyway,
pick
it's
a
probably
direction.
better than here.
Can you heal up Yanni a little bit, just in case?
Sure
Kasaria?
can.
Perfect.
Gonna walk up and I'm gonna throw a Ritual of Mistletoe his way to cast Cure Wounds.
Awesome. And then go ahead and roll it.
Alright.
I think we should rest. I'm just gonna say it.
We will. We will. We just need a safer place.
I guess I just gotta roll 1d8.
Yeah, we don't know what this gas does, and if they throw more down here.
We don't know
That's
where
what-
they went.
Well, it won't be able to get us in the hut.
I believe it's 1d8
Yeah,
plus my spell casting, isn't it? Or is it my wisdom?
1d8 plus whiz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 12.
Nice.
That's like a quarter of Yanni's health. All right, Yanni, you feel a little bit more hardy and
thanks.
healthy after that.
And then I'm going to pass him my other healing potion.
Do you want me to take it now or hang on to it for just in case?
Up to you.
I'll use one more ritual mistletoe to heal Yanni, and then I'll use one to heal myself.
I'm okay-ish for now, I think.
I'm gonna give Yanni a hug.
Oh.
There you go. That's for me.
Sometimes it's
I'm
about
gonna use
spiritual healing.
prestidigitation. As I see her coming in, I'm gonna use prestidigitation to dry her off so that I don't get like nasty feather smell on me.
Mm.
The wet feathers.
That's another 6 for Yanni, and that's 8 for me.
Roger, Roger.
Oh, cool.
So
Thanks.
will
Feel
the
better.
hut work for this, or
I don't think it's a good idea. I think the gas can probably get through it, and I mean, I can make it look like the wall, but they probably know what the wall looks like, so they'll probably be like, "Hey, why is there a big bulge in the wall that wasn't there yesterday?"
Let's find a safer place.
yeah?
All
Up
right.
one of these staircases.
Top stairs or right stairs? Who wants to flip a coin?
Let's say, Rotus, first things first. You kind of squeeze through.
Yep.
As you get yourself into that location there, you can now see, I'll give you a little bit of the description there. You continue into this underground complex, and it seems that here are extremely well-crafted tunnels. Honeycomb-like structure is where you just came out of that seems to be kind of on the side as you walk around. The atmosphere here is humid, and you can smell the stagnant smell here. However, as you step forward, you see that there indeed is a path that leads to the south and to the east. Both of those are accessible, and you see that there's a door currently closed up ahead.
Oh, I guess I'll like sort of whisper, shout back. There's a door here. And I just want to go up and listen at the door.
Alrighty. So you like in the process of you squeezing through, Rotus steps forward. Rotus, as you step onto this plate, suddenly you feel like a depression off that as you're just like, fuck! You kind of look around, and the only thing that seems to happen right then is a portcullis drops down. Hey, there it is. Right next to you. You hear another one kind of shut on the western side, and Brissa, one shuts immediately next to you. As you're just like, what the? As you also hear some kind of loud gong. It's almost like the pressure plate descends down, and it's like a hammer hitting against a massive metal gong.
Well, that's bad.
Keeps
So I'm
ringing
like
through the place.
I'm in a cage at the moment.
Yeah, it does exactly feel like that. And you kind of look around, and as you try up against the portcullis, it's kind of like very firmly locked. You're like, okay. Like your heart is hammering in your chest. You look
Don't
around.
come this way.
But other
Open
than,
the door.
other than that,
Do I have access to the door behind me still, or did a portcullis also drop like there?
the door is definitely still accessible.
Okay, well, can I listen at the door, or is the gong sort of overbearing?
After a moment, you kind of put your ear up against that, and as you do, make me a perception check. I swear, if this is a natural one, it's just going to be like his eardrum has just exploded. You listen in, and though there is still a little bit of that ringing, there's no obvious sound coming from the other side of the door.
I look back at Brissa and I try the handle.
As you open it, There's a maybe 5-foot, tiny, narrow hallway that then just leads to a second door.
There's another door.
Open the second door.
With true thrill as you step forward, and into that, nothing
Portcullis.
happens. This time it's a horizontal portcullis.
Oh no.
So which parts got blocked off?
Do you see the red?
Oh, now I do. Thanks for moving me, David. You're the best.
Yeah, I figured that's what you wanted to do, Larissa, but then you sounded very perturbed for not being inside of the cave. Do you want to be in the hallway, or do you want to still be inside of that?
If we can follow, that's what I was wondering, is if we got split. If we didn't get split, I would be following them.
Yeah. No. You guys got semi-split for a hot second, but not like, oh god.
Oh god.
Badly. As you take out the gem of brightness and like, shit, turn it down.
Oh, I also technically don't have that. Brissa does.
I know.
I just don't know how to
No, I just wanted
get
to
rid of
rub it
that.
in.
And I also have trauma from it, so I keep it there to remind me.
You just
I'm
carve
going
the
to
rock
open-
to look like it and then cast light on it.
Oh my god, I should.
I'm going to open the next door.
And it's literally your friendship rock. Marissa, though, did you want to have?
I don't want to be here in a long line behind the door. I really don't.
You
I
can
was
move.
gonna try to use one of these little things for
Sorry.
cover.
Are they so
Okay.
that way that Yanni moved? Like, is that sort of possible? I'm trying to visualize this sort of cage here. Like, is Brissa able to be where she's at?
Yeah,
I
she
feel
she
like
can
that's
be there.
scary. Okay.
And
We just couldn't go further to the right. From
as
where
you
Brissa is,
open the
right?
door on the other side, you see the following. There's sets of bunk beds that line the walls of this modest room. And aside from the wooden chest that rests at the foot of each of the bunks, the only furniture in here of note is a large circular table set with matching chairs around it. However, currently this place seems to be abandoned, empty.
Is there anything on the table?
You look around and there seems to be abandoned plates and eating gear. You see that there is some half-eaten food of two sets of meals.
I am going to step into the room.
As you step around the corner, you see to your left there is a door there. It is metal reinforced and seems to have a pretty large-looking lock.
Well, I'll sort of step back and let Brissa in and point at the door. Seems locked up.
We should get everyone else in here. You know, I think we basically sounded an alarm.
This seems like a safe enough place.
You said this door's locked?
Got a big old lock on it.
As you try to open it, it is locked, yes.
I would like to first see if it's trapped.
Go ahead and make me a perception check. You look around it, and as you kind of inspect it, you don't see any obvious tripwires, pressure plates, or other things that would indicate that this is reinforced. However, the one thing that you do notice is the door seems to swing inward, away from you, inward into the hallway. And the way the hinges are also on your side, it seems like the way it's designed is to be protective against whatever's on the other side, rather than this is the side that's more accessible. And the hinges are on the inside of this door and the south door as well. So that seems to kind of indicate to you that indeed this place is, interestingly, it can be locked up so that people can't get into this room, if that makes sense.
We should do just that.
Yeah, I think we can lock ourselves in here.
And you said there's like half-eaten food on the table?
Mhm.
Okay, guys. I know we're never this lucky, but hear me out. What if we killed the Hydra and caused a ruckus, And since we went back in the water, they thought we were gone. And now they're out looking for us. And this place is empty now, so we can stay here.
I mean, it seems logical.
Because Amazons are kind of dumb. And I just look at Moxena.
She goes,
my
I mean, under my sisters, yes.
my concern would be, what do we do when they get back?
We murder them as they come into the room.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be that easy, sure.
Okay, what if we barricade the doors? Rodis, please. Thank you. There's a table right here.
Start moving I'll start moving the stuff in front of the door if nobody stops me.
Which one, the west
And-
door or the south door? As the stress like, no! The door.
As long as everybody is able to get in.
And it looks like there's an extra bed if we want to use that too.
Oh, those are bunk beds, so there's double the amount that you see.
Okay,
How
there's an
loud is
extra
that?
whole
There-
bunk bed.
And
that
there's
we
a bunch
can
of
move in
foot
front of a
lockers and
door.
stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just gonna start stacking stuff in front of it unless someone stops me.
All right.
Yeah.
You just like Dawn of the Dead style start matching things up there as you kind of pick up one of the footlockers. They're not secured to the floor, and you feel that they're actually not heavy, especially to you, Rodus, but they feel like there is something in there. You kind of jostle one around, and you hear that there's gear inside of it.
I mean, yeah, I'll dump them out literally.
All right, as you kind of look down, there's leather armor that kind of tosses down. Estrella, you see that some of these seem to be very well crafted. They have pockets, studded leather pieces of armor that tumble down in there. They seem to be in the make of the Amazons. They have kind of like a unique style to them. A lot of kind of like bird motifs across them. There are a couple of maquetas in there as well. Short swords. You see some javelins that toss out of there. This seems to be actually like a pretty well equipped mix of sorts. Lots of outfits and the like.
Does it seem like recently lived in?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so
All the beds were very well made, like military grade, but like very well kept up.
I guess like it's not. Is there like a layer of dust on things?
No, not at all.
No.
It's actually pristine clean in here. You guys dragged water in, but that was it.
So how loud was this gong? Like, are we to assume that probably everyone in a mile heard it?
You don't know about a mile, but
I mean,
it's
everyone in
certainly,
this complex.
it's hard to tell. I will tell you that you could hear it within the hallways. There's a good chance that it echoed up the staircases, but you don't know how big the rest of the complex is. So Estrella is not sure. It's reasonable that it was heard, but you don't know by how many. And speaking of Yanni, as you're still kind of like inspecting that door, and you guys are jostling shit around, suddenly from the other side, you do hear voices.
There's voices.
That's what is happening. Tell us. We deserve to know what is happening.
This weird gurgling voice seems to be kind of coming from the other side. It sounds not strained per se, it just sounds inhuman in a way. If you're proficient in it, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Me? I am not.
No,
I
this
am.
is anyone. You guys all hear that voice. And Kasari, if you want to, go for it.
Sure.
I think there's people behind me.
You said perception?
No,
Survival.
survival.
Oh, survival. Okay. 23.
Rodus, you're just like, you kind of like frustrated. You had just pushed something down. Fuck! As you pull out the sword and get ready for some slashing. Kasari kind of puts up a finger, inadvertently kind of just like shushing you by accident. She kind of puts up the finger. She's like, wait. And you are sure, Casaria, the way that they speak, it's certainly a creature capable of speech, but it seems to be kind of stilted and weird. And then you realize that's a reptilian type speech pattern. You've heard of this. These are lizard folk in there.
I say we open it to investigate. We don't want to, like, just not know.
All right.
Wouldn't
Well,
we-
unless
wait-
nobody stops me, I'll start removing
Wait,
stuff.
wait,
from
wait, wait,
the door.
wait.
Okay,
It's-
Estrella stopped me.
We could understand it, right? It was saying
Mhm.
we deserve to know.
Mhm.
Okay, couldn't one of us just pretend to be a lizard person, like they are, and then, just everything's fine in here, no problems.
Nothing to worry about.
By all means.
We're fine here. How are you?
All right, so who does the calling out? Yanni? All right.
Oh, okay.
We're not fine. We don't know what is happening. Please, we don't want to die here. We will help you. Whatever you need, please.
Are you prisoners?
There's a pause, and you hear some kind of weird, kind of hissing. It seems like there's two voices now talking to each other. Do you speak?
Curious.
Do you actually speak Draconic, Brissa?
I do.
Don't have that on D&D or on Foundry. Is that something that? Did you pick that up later?
I get it from two things. I think I get it from the subclass, but I also get it from the.
Okay, we'll roll
armor
with it.
that I receive.
You're pretty certain these lizard folk are speaking Draconic to one another. It's a weird lilting dialect, but it certainly is Draconic. As they go,
"Oh, what is this? I don't think that is the Amazons. Do you think that maybe someone broke in here? That must be it. Maybe we can get out. Yes, we are prisoners. Please, what are you? Are you with the Amazons?
They seem trustworthy. I don't think they're with the Amazons. They were talking back and forth between Draconic just like 2 seconds ago. So I think we're good to go. Let's get in there.
Do you want us to be with the Amazons?
No, don't hurt us.
Well,
No,
you're in
no,
luck.
don't hurt us. Ah!
sorry,
We're not with
Yeah.
them either.
I have to roll with Justin.
I'm gonna ask in Draconic, if you're prisoners, how are you walking around?
I mean, our cells are small. We can't stand. We are in cells.
It sounds like
Yeah,
there's a
we
jail
should-
behind there.
Yeah, we should just go in.
Yeah,
The-
we should
The
just go
door's
in.
locked, right?
The
Yeah.
door is
Yanni,
locked,
can
yeah.
you pick it?
I can try.
Because that's a skill check, that is going to be with disadvantage. Estrella, I figure you're going to try to say some sweet things about how not pretty your ship captain looks during this circumstance, but there's just the stars are in general. So go ahead and throw your guidance out, and then make that tools check with
Oh, okay.
disadvantage. Alrighty, 15 is actually what you needed. As you kind of like, you almost break your tool pick as Estrella just puts a comforting hand on you. She just gives you a warm smile and just says, "You can do this." And you kind of take a deep breath and kind of refocus. And with that, the lock pops open on the door.
All right, it's open. I'm gonna stand over here now.
Meow.
I will step forward and open the door.
As you open the door, you see indeed there seems to be a metal door set into the stone pathway here. You can see that it elves around into another door. There's like these small slits at about eye level, a little bit lower for you, and then another larger slit kind of at the bottom there on each one of these metal doors.
Yeah, I'll walk in and so it looks like a bunch of, like a set of jail cells, basically.
Exactly. Drunk tanks, really, you know.
Yep. I'll like jiggle the handle on one and see if it opens.
You open this one. You see that there's a skeleton in the far end of this one. There are wall manacles that kind of dangle down. You can see that there's just completely rancid looking hay that had been thrown on the side. There's a bucket that clearly functioned as a latrine. Brissa, you kind of check this one as you hear a pounding from this door.
Over here! Over here! Over here!
From these two doors, the northernmost and then 2 steps below.
Well,
Oh,
I'm going to open
please.
up the third one then.
The one in the middle there?
First. Yeah.
That one is locked. And
Yanni, we have another locked one.
Brissa, make me a
Okay.
perception check as you do.
Oh.
15. You notice as you kind of jostle it, the other one you kind of go over to the side, like you wiggle it back and forth. The other 2 are locked as well, and they do give the jostling sound off, but then the one in the middle doesn't give off any sound. It's perfectly silent. It's not constructed in any other way. You don't see padding on the door or anything. It should, by all accounts, make a sound, and that's when you realize the sound must be suppressed right in front of you there.
Yeah, this one's really weird, but all 3 of them are locked if you want to open all 3.
I'll see what I can do.
You can do it. If
Let's
not, we
try-
can
you
just
got
break
any
it
more of
down.
that special juice?
Let's say you could just make a group check for them.
I believe in you.
Okay.
Nice.
Wish me luck. Oh,
Okay.
that's not so great.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
All right. You end up working away at this stuff as it's taken a while, right? As you kind of go through, you work on it, as finally you're able to open this lowest one, as you do indeed come face to face with this kind of towering 6'2" but emaciated looking lizard skinned individual before you. Normally probably big fin kind of running down the back, but kind of drooped over to the side, kind of like sad orcas at SeaWorld, as it's like,
Thank you! Thank you!
as it kind of pushes in there. You see it looks bad, like actually injured with poor healing and kind of some festering in some of the wounds.
Who are you?
Oh,
Hide behind Brissa.
we're here to help. Do not worry.
Oh, I'm not worried.
I'll touch him and give him 5 points.
Oh. Oh, brother, we are saved! We are saved, brother! Please, please, open this door too!
I can
Yanni?
try.
All right, and like I said, kind of carrying it forward, you ultimately kind of unlock this one as well, as another lizard folk, to your untrained eye, looking almost identical, kind of comes out there as well. You see the 2 lizard folk kind of inspecting each other.
Thank you, thank you. The rest of the Amazon is dead.
I don't think so.
Not yet, but we plan on, getting them.
What is your name?
Oh, our group is called the Light of Thylea.
Worthy. But what matter?
Hi.
What are your guys' names?
Finn. Pink Finn.
Effective.
Alright, we should get out of here then. If the Amazons are still alive, they will come back. They will turn us into stone too. We need to go. We need to go now.
We have a ship. We can
Let's go.
give you passage on our ship, but we have to open this last
They kind of
that
push
last
through.
one first.
Whatever you need to do.
As they kind of push through and into the room past. They both immediately like, no! Ah! As they kind of like run away from the visage of Moxena. As she goes,
Well, I wanted to test that. Interesting.
you two. Is a woman by the name of Thylea, Queen of the Amazon still?
Yes.
She said that she turns you into stone?
Yes.
Right. Does she have another one that looks like me?
Yes. Leah is her name.
So she's still alive too. Alright, that's all I needed. Steps to the side. Please.
Are you not going to kill us?
Not
She's on
yet.
our side.
They look at you certainly in a perspective of like, maybe these guys are not as heroic as we thought they were. Yanni, you look at this one. This door is different. It's reinforced. You can see that there's ensorcering all around the frame of this door.
That's interesting.
Can you get this one open?
It's got magic on it.
I bet
I
that
should
means
really
it's
learn
like
how
a
to
high
get rid of magic.
profile.
Anybody able to dispel magic?
Yes. Yeah, I can.
You want to see if you can get rid of whatever's on this door?
Sure. Yeah. Should we stand back? Maybe around the corner?
Sure.
You know, so if something tries to kill us.
I'll just hide in here.
Yanni, as the door slams shut. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm gonna like hide over here, I guess, or like right here, and then I'll dispel magic on the door.
Alrighty. Go ahead and cast it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, weaving together starlight, you kind of focus it in and you shoot forward what looks like a constellation of stars. It impacts against that as all of the runes in the frame suddenly glow brightly, and then there's like an actual electrical discharge all around it. Lightning seems to be kind of going around the door as it all dies down. And you see, indeed, all the runes seem to now have kind of winked out of existence. There's actually burn marks. Some have crumbled away around the sides.
Hey, it worked. Good job.
Is it open now?
Does it rattle now?
It rattles. It is not open.
All right. Is this going to be its own
This one
Thieves'
is going
Tools
to be its
check?
own-
Or...
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't want to assume.
As Estrella steps forward once more, doing her thing.
All right.
Come on, pray to the foundry gods.
Anybody got enhance ability?
I can give you a d6. It's my last one, but I can give it to you.
It's up to you.
I could give you
I mean,
a guaranteed roll, but it's not very high.
It's a cool spell.
Yeah,
D6.
okay. I will use my last wheel and or Cosmic Omen.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the lizard folk. Red fin, pink fin, right? That was
yes.
your names? So now that we're like 2 seconds away from opening this other door, should we?
Probably not. We never
Good
heard
answer.
what was in there. We never heard anything from there. We could tell that we were 2 cells apart because we tried to knock to each other, but nothing ever came through. Whoever is in there must be strong and mean. Or maybe it is the Amazons who are...
Like everything else we do, we're probably already 5 seconds too late. So.
As did you roll the d6 yet? Oh, that you
Yeah,
combined them?
Yeah, and I got a whopping 3.
Rough.
Oh. Alrighty, as you work for a while there, a lot of time passes. As ultimately you hear a couple of your Thieves' Tools kind of bend out of shape. You're like, shit, I'm gonna pay for that later. damn it. And it turns into just a Skyrim thing where you're just watching someone else kind of like trying to do the thing and breaking it. And then they get frustrated and they do it too fast and they break like one after the other. But anyway, after maybe another 5 minutes or so, you finally have worked through a good amount of your thieves' tools as the door unlocks.
Whew. That was expensive. All right, Brissa, you're up.
All right.
As you open
It's
the door,
empty. Oh.
a woman just blinks into existence. You see,
It's empty.
Where were you when I was in high school?
as you open the door, you see a beautiful young dark-skinned woman, deep black hair, kind of, it seems like poorly kind of maintained and kind of comes down almost like these ratty tails all about her. She kind of looks at you tentatively and you see like she's actually in a fighting posture, and as she kind of like shifts her foot, she kind of stops and then shifts her feet around and seems to be kind of like overwhelmed for a second as she puts her hands up against the walls and begins to scratch them, and then kind of like almost like shies away from sound.
Brissa will just hold out her hand and be like, we're here to free you. Come on.
I Darian, Darian.
You're Darian?
Oh. She actually just sinks down towards her knees, and you see tears just starting to flow down her face. However, as that happens, Moxena kind of pushes slowly past you guys.
Uh-oh.
Steps up next to you, Brissa. She looks down at this young woman, maybe 18-ish years old. Huh. I would have figured by now the oath was over. You see the young woman kind of shy away into the corner away from Moxena. What to do about you? And with that, we're going to take a quick pee break since we have a nice cliffhanger there.
Yay.
Evil DM
You
noises. Alrighty, we'll have to figure out what that is all about after a quick pee break. Let's try to make it quick. I'll see you guys here super shortly, and see you guys soon. Alrighty. Because definitely have to double check. Mic is working. We are back online. Alright, before I went on break, as a quick reminder for you guys, you had found your way into this little barracks of sorts as you realized this must be some kind of a prison complex. You had released a couple of lizard folk as well as what appears to be a Amazonian build. She is meager and her muscles are small and sinewy, but definitely you can tell that the warrior stock is there. But completely, not completely mute, not deaf, but certainly it is difficult for her to communicate as she tried to communicate that her name is Darian to you guys. Moxena has now stepped up, seems to recognize who this person is, and Darian seems to be terrified of her. What do you do?
This will be like, we're gonna free her, not anything else.
Moxena puts up a hand on your shoulder and just goes, not all of the things that are here need to be released.
What do you know?
Who is she to you?
A potential
You're gonna have to,
threat.
you're gonna have to explain a bit more if you want us to just let you kill us.
Yeah, I mean, Yanni went through like half of his thieves' tools just getting that door open.
I will buy you 3 sets. Beyond that, I'm not seeking to kill her. In fact, I once swore an oath that I wouldn't. However, I still think that her presence would lead to complications in our plan.
Do you see how you're not being very specific?
I ran a thieves guild once. I am very good at being evasive. Yes. Are we still in the business of instituting me as queen of the Amazons?
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll kill all the Amazons you want.
She is an Amazon.
Careful.
Darian, who are you?
Kill all the Amazons you want. Sorry. Oh, Peter, take it over.
And you can see her mind is kind of just reeling. No. Yeah. Is. No.
Crown?
And you said you're the queen?
What? Does the
Oh.
cry get the I this
Oh, now I'm more confused. I thought maybe you were saying you were a baby and then you were supposed to be the queen, but then you were talking about crying, and I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
I mean, I think that was correct. I think she was a baby, and then
Were
she
you,
got locked
were
away.
you born into the hierarchy? So your
Did
mom
Moxena
was the
lock you
queen.
away?
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this does kind of complicate things. I can see why you were really against us knowing this.
As Moxena goes, listen, I'm not trying to keep things from you, I'm just trying to keep things off your conscience. You're trying to be heroes who save the world. There are certain things that if you do not know them, then they are going to be easier for you to do. Do you really want to know the truth and nothing but the truth?
I mean, it's kind of
Yes.
helpful. Yeah.
Tell us the truth.
I mean, we've already told you that we're going to kill 2 other people for this to happen. So,
Then
Seems
there's
like the
going to
least
be-
you could do.
There's going to be just this wrinkle. You see, Darian is not someone that I ever hated. In fact, once my sisters and I were charged with her protection. Well, hers and her mother's. The original the old. Long may she rest in death. Queen of the Amazons. Alex, you might want to mute again. And so, well, with her mismanagement, my sisters and I had made an agreement with one another. But we would become, by right of force, the new queens of the Amazon. I, in fact, was supposed to be the queen of the Amazons. As the oldest, it was my right after all. We had sworn oaths as the most powerful warriors that we would protect the queen and we would not let any harm come to the young Darian until her 18th name day. Well, it should be right around now. How old are you? She just shrugs her shoulders awkwardly. Not a lot of birthday parties here, huh?
We to understand that you're saying that this is the queen that you were meant to protect, that you... Well, your sisters, not you. Your sisters usurped, certainly not you, and it would never...
Oh, I absolutely drove my blade through her mother's heart.
So were you like the instigator of this coup? Then?
Yes.
So we're basically doing something that you've already messed up once.
Exactly. You are doing no extra harm. In anything, as you say so rudely, I have messed up by trusting my sisters. I seek to rectify this by not trusting them, and in fact sending them down to Loteria where they want to be so badly, so might as well expedite that, huh?
Did you make a deal with Lutheria for this coup?
No, I did not.
Just with your sisters.
Just with my sisters.
Oh, question?
Answer?
Clearly, gesturing at Moxena, you haven't had a problem breaking an oath at least once.
Oh,
Why
tried
was
to
she left
kill
alive
my...
in the...
I tried to kill my sisters after they tried to usurp the crown from me. And we
Okay,
had sworn that we would never harm each other, and, well, family oaths are some of the most serious, you see.
So why do you think, like, why isn't she already dead? Why even care at that point?
Because my sisters were in charge of protecting her, directly, by oath. I was the general under the queen, and it was my job to protect her, so my sisters had to kill the queen, and I, he looks towards Darian, was supposed to take care of the offspring. As you can see, I stayed my blade because I want to give Darian a chance to grow up, to see what she would become, to travel the rest of Thylea. And if she was
idea.
willing to bend the knee, even serve as one of my generals.
What if you become life partners with Darian, and then you have a true claim to the throne together?
Like
I don't know if
co-queens.
she's even 18 years old. It feels a little weird. You know what I mean? She should be. Are you 18?
Darian, do you even still want to be the queen?
Out.
Yeah, we'll get you. If you want to get out, we'll get you out. Do you want to be, like, not here at all anymore?
This
Yeah, we're gonna kill her. That part, we got that. We're still gonna kill her. That's still on
Mhm.
the table. We haven't taken that off the table. We're just figuring out now whether or not you should stay here or not. But that's up to you.
Asking if you want to be queen.
I'm going to put this more simply. You need to renounce your throne with an oath, or Moxen is going to off you.
Thank you. You're the first man I've ever met who actually thinks with his mind.
Thanks.
Too much.
Anxiety, pressure,
Starts
responsibility.
hyperventilating. She kind of closes
Like being
her
the head of
eyes.
something is not something you wanted to do, and then it was suddenly thrust upon you.
She breathes in deep, holds it there, and then breathes out. She takes like multiple steadying breaths. I am queen.
Oh,
And
damn
Senna
it.
just goes. I am not about to kill a child right now. Would you mind?
Right, yeah, you're
Funny-
gonna wait until she's 18. We all got it. We got that part.
Points towards the door for you to close it, Brissa. Darian just gives you like big old, deep, complex, rich brown puppy dog eyes as she's just like shakes her head.
What if your first act as queen, when we take over, is to allow your people to vote whether she lives or dies? Shows you as a benevolent ruler.
What gives you the impression that I want to be a benevolent ruler? What in my
Because that is how you gain the love of your people.
Do we know anything of the history of the Amazons, like, before it was taken over?
I mean, you, Brissa, make me a history check. Because that is something that occurs to her right there. You think back on it, and not too many details. You just know that, generally speaking, the Amazons were were actually a tribe that was partially separated from the more civilized folk as they were getting more and more, as they considered it, complacent, because the original settlers were very nomadic, had to kind of fend for their lives in the daily. You know that the Amazons had split themselves purposely away because they wanted to live a more warlike life so that they could be perpetually ready for when Sidon or Lutheria would strike against the civilized people again. And as the most actual talented warriors were females, after a while they just instituted laws where, as a man came of age, women could, choose to mate with them, and then they were exiled from the island back into civilization if they wanted to, or otherwise. But the Amazons stayed behind because they believed that that would increase cohesion and make them better warriors. That is pretty much as you know. You know that it was indeed a monarchy, and the queendom of Themis had been respected and feared by many populaces around Thylea, but exact genealogical lines you're not quite sure about.
Brissa will grab Moxena and throw her in the cell that's like she's right next to.
Oh shit!
Oh snap!
That's gonna be some initiative. I'm just gonna give you another moment to possibly consider that. Is that what you want to trigger?
Know that Rhodus is highly motivated to save his mother and kill
That's
this dragon.
Oh god, I forgot that was even still a thing.
I forgot that too.
So that's the whole reason that that's the motivation here for Rhodus.
As the
overall.
thought
That's the only
occurs
reason
to
he's
you,
here right
Brissa,
now.
there's the spuriousness of it all. Your young blood is starting to boil as you just overcome with the unfairness of it. But there is that thought in the back of your mind. You kind of make eye contact with Rhodas. You can see. I mean, what did you say that Rhodas? How's Rhodas taking that? Like, what is Berserk currently seeing on his face and his expression, his posture?
Rhodas, he looks worried. Yeah, he looks very worried.
And as you see the worry in Rhodas's eyes,
Bertha doesn't know what to do. She's just gonna stand by the door.
Yanni, you're
Okay,
a pretty perceptive little guy, and Estrella as well. You guys see Rhoda's kind of getting a little concerned. Brissa kind of like starting to tense up a little bit. What do the two of you guys do?
So, Brissa actually did. So the Moxena is in the cell.
It hasn't happened yet, no.
Oh, okay.
That would be an initiative roll if that were to happen.
Okay, got it.
I'm just gonna, because halflings can move through a space occupied.
I mean,
by
this is like
only
instead
one
of like
size
perfect
bigger.
positioning for combat, what do you do in roleplay?
I just kind of sidle up past her and pull the door shut.
He's not in there.
Past Darian, and then like pull Darian's door.
Yeah, like shut Darian back in her.
As there's that moment where Darian's like, no, as you kind of close the door. Moxena kind of lets you pass there, Yanni, as she nods towards you, and then gives you a hard look, Brissa. She just goes, I have lived a very long time against all odds. I have been stabbed in the back by my own sisters. Let's just all agree. For now, she stays where she is. And perhaps you can take her with you after. Yes? She does not have to be here. If she's not alive, that would be ideal. If she renounced her oath, that would be, or through an oath, renounced her queenship, that would be ideal. But as long as she's not a threat to me being in control, and therefore you having someone that you can trust here. Are we agreed?
Fierce will just walk away.
She kind of does
I
that.
like that plan.
She does that square up thing for a second where she doesn't let you pass, but just like makes hard eye contact, and then slowly kind of turns to the side as you pass by her.
I still think the merging of the houses is a great idea.
Now's not the time.
You seem a little naive, so I will spell it out plain for you. I brought about the death of her mother. Would you want to marry the woman that killed yours?
Mine is kind of, But we're just talking here,
Just says,
everyone
woof,
else can give
baggage. Fuck's no, I'm just kidding.
ideas.
I mean, you know what Estrella does have is the perspective of someone who's been locked in a room their entire life, so she might be kind of useful right now.
Oh, sure. You can be her mentor. You can be the one to show her the rest of the world. Everywhere. Except Demis. That's all.
So you're saying we'll come back for her and take her away?
You take her with you when you leave immediately. No coming back. If you were to come back,
I mean, come back before we leave.
Come back to the cell, not back to the island.
indeed.
Yep. I suppose that's amenable.
What if we like split it? Like Amazons are already nomads anyways, so it's not like you're gonna be in one place all the time. So what if it's like you can still be queen of the Amazons and have your little space on Themis and live your life and do what you want to do, but she can still be queen if there's Amazons that want to be with her, just in a different spot. And then you guys could be like co-Amazon tribes.
Why would I want
Roxana,
to
I'm
give
sorry.
up?
They just don't get it.
Why
They
would-
just don't get it. I'm sorry.
I appreciate it.
We actually need to set up Amazon Taiwan with its own leadership.
So it's
separate
gonna be
government.
Taiwan and West Taiwan.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Come for me, Twitch. I'm not going to have a selfie video apologizing. As the tense moment kind of passes by, you have Moxena kind of walk back into the rest of the room. She kind of goes and looks across the armor and stuff.
Oof.
Vera, I think you're right. They're probably out on patrol right now, which means they're going to come back to this room. I wonder how much longer we have.
I'm right about a lot of stuff, but you totally just ignored what I said, so.
Which part?
Oh boy.
Oh, the part where I give up power for nothing in exchange, other than being a good person? Sweetie, I am a Medusa.
I mean, nobody expected you to be a good ruler. So.
Hey, Lyra. I think we're all very tired. So, maybe we should find somewhere to go to sleep.
No, Lara. I would love to hear the rest of your thoughts.
She does not have any more thoughts. Completely devoid of thoughts. Empty. All empty.
No thoughts, head empty.
Well, what I was going to say is that we can certainly make the talented of us look like Amazons, and the men look like slaves, like we were able to catch the ones who killed the Hydra. Slip in. Again, this is more my style.
That is a great idea. Don't you think so, Lyra?
Will they
Really
believe
smart.
that 2 people killed a Hydra?
Oh no, she points at Brissa, points at you, points at Straya, Brissa again, just because herself. No, I believe all of us can do.
I think a slave would rather fight than die as well.
So we're gonna tell them that we killed the Hydra.
We're gonna tell them that points towards Brodus and Yanni. They did.
I'm gonna start picking out armor and putting it on.
That's cute.
I'm on board.
Oh, this is like
Give
a
me that
cute
studded leather.
chain link little piece at the bottom there.
Sorry, Rodus is still stuck on this girl in the closet. What is the
That's a
perception
weird phrase. Anyway, beside foot.
of Amazons, like in the general, like in Astoria?
They are respected. Astoria is probably the most warlike of the mainland's how do you say what can I think right now? Establishments, like settlements. And out of all of them, Astoria is always kind of seen as the shield against the wild hordes of the centaurs and the roving clans up north. However, the Amazons have a legendary reputation of being fierce warriors.
But they are considered to be like of Lutheria typically, like overall, like they're more on the Lutheria side of things.
You actually no. That seems, if anything, weird. Like the baseline knowledge is that they were always also kind of like they were kind of like the berserkers that lived out in the the forest and that kind of stuff to fight against.
More like druidic.
Kind of, yeah. They just chose a hard life. They chose the warrior's life so that they could fight more efficiently against the Fey folk. So them being under Lutherian sway is actually odd.
Okay. I can mentally transition now, sorry.
So if anything, it's not what you guys, just to make sure that we dispel any kind of confusion, It seems like Moxena and the other two Medusas, her sisters, were all guards, honor guard, generals under the queen, right? But they betrayed the queen, overthrew the queen, killed her, and Darian is, technically the legitimate princess, heir to be, but that got sidestepped.
And so now we know that that's the main thing that caused them to be Medusas, right? Is that they swore to
They betrayed
not hurt each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then the power got to their heads and now they're all Medusas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Bell didn't awaken anything in this massive building.
Are Redfin
Nope.
and Pinkfin still there?
Oh yeah, they're just very anxiously. They haven't taken their little reptilian eyes off of Moxena this entire time.
Is it time to rest then?
I think
We
it
can
is-
try and get the short rest. I don't think we're going to be able to get a long one.
maybe.
Barricaded ourselves in here.
I think. Hear me out on this. What if we dress up as the part? For the time being, unless you two can change your outer appearance as well. We are going to take you as prisoners. Walk to the upper reaches and pretend like we're Amazons from the mainland. That is why we don't know the others here. We do know that Thylea is here somewhere, and that we have brought offerings that we want to present for her for honor's sake.
Would
Pinkfin
also
goes,
explain why we
What
didn't know
about
the Hydra was.
us?
we have to put you back, just for the time being. Please, Rotus.
Would also explain then why we didn't know the Hydra was there.
Exactly. Why we set off the gong. We came in here and we found these you two men rummaging through the belongings of true Amazons. Rude, really. Maybe we can even sleep right under their noses, huh?
What do we do with Scylla?
All the eyes turn towards the dragon, which had been kind of like curled up on a couple mattresses, kind of like starting to doze off as you said. Can you just make her disappear like you do with the other dragon?
I can't.
Put a bed in one of the cells.
Yes.
What the?
We caught the dragon too. Perfect. Or
To lock the door.
if you have a better idea, please. I'm all ears. I do not want to put your dragon away. Do not give me that evil eye. I am just trying to keep it safe.
Appreciate David's reality checks on the dragon being present, okay? I appreciate them.
If we can try it. It's not the worst idea, you know.
We don't even have to shut the door unless someone comes.
I mean, I think they're going to be back. It looks like this is probably the barracks. And you know, if they try and barge in the door, it's gonna be locked, right? Then it's just going to be like a standoff. Gonna probably get really awkward.
You could put Scylla with
Maybe we can-
Darian.
That would go well.
Yeah. I don't know if that would work. But we can just say that we captured the dragon. I think that will work. Yanni can pretend it's his dragon.
I need 15 minutes of dialogue of Scylla and Darian in a dark cell together.
Oh man. Hey, listen, man. I'm trying to be very respectful of the deaf and mute community because I can't even fathom the amazing things that they do in order to completely like find themselves communicative. I just honestly like stepping out for a second, just the torment, because you guys put together. You guys had talked with Moxena before. She left the island 10 years ago. If she's about 18 years old, that means that Darian was in a silenced cell for 10 fucking years. Like the horror of that. Like when I read that and like reread it, I was just like, anyway.
Shutting the door already bothered me enough, David. Okay, come on.
So let me really talk about the psychological trauma. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, well, let's do this plan then.
Yeah, I guess we can try your idea.
There's probably enough gear in these footlockers to pretend to be Amazons.
Easy.
I just make myself look like sexy Aarakocra Amazon again.
Beautiful golden feathers shake out.
I don't have much on me as it is.
I put it on so that I'm ass out.
Oh my god. And Jessica Casario with the left swing zing. All right. But just to double check, Yanni and Rotus, you guys don't have like any kinds of illusion magic available to you guys, right?
I mean, I can disguise self technically twice. Well, more than that if I want to upcast it, but I don't have it unlimited like some people do.
I don't think it's a big deal for both of you though, because we just want you guys to look like random wanderers, right?
Well, if Yanni can look like another Amazon, he can transform into an Amazon, and then we can just have Ro as the prisoner.
Exactly.
But then we have to convince the Amazons that one person killed a Hydra, and it's also kind of a stretch trying to make them believe that two people killed a Hydra.
Though
he is the son of Peter.
And we could say that the others died.
Just gonna point that out. Demigod.
Yeah.
Demigod.
You're welcome. Also,
the great Rotus killed the Hydra single-handedly.
Rotus, I love you. I love you. I don't think anyone here knows who you are.
They're about to.
But he did kind of really rough that thing up more than any of the rest of us. I'm not
Right.
saying he did it.
his axe did a
I
phenomenal
know
job
that.
on this. It didn't even make sense from a physics perspective.
Right. It was like
Yeah,
stronger than
mean,
it should have been. It was
Like,
crazy.
the magic was out
There
of
was-
whack this day. It was amazing.
It was a titanic feat. I don't know.
Truly. So, then again, also the slashes upon the Hydra's neck will match up with his weapon. So of course, I think this might be the way to do it.
More of a reason to talk me up? Is this, a gift?
You're enjoying this, huh? Yeah.
The
But
legend
if
of
anybody has
Rotus.
heard of him, they're gonna know that I'm his bodyguard. So,
That's true.
It's a weird flex, but sure.
and I definitely got more beat up than he did in that fight, so that would check.
Took one for the team, huh? Very well.
11. I took 11 for the team.
Yeah, that's
Lots of
Let's be
heads.
clear about that.
Lots of heads on it.
so. Well, since you're more limited in your glamour use, why don't you stay here with the prisoners? If somebody shows up, you cast your spell really quickly. We'll have some kind of a knock signal that we can tell each other when we are coming here. The rest of us do some exploring. We say that the rest of the others were killed and disappeared in the ocean, but we were able to recover Rotus and the dragon. And did you not have the idea of offering up Rotus's legendary procreational seed to the queen? I'm sure that they would be interested in breeding an entire, line of these Amazons with this.
It's on the table.
Wow, forward as no, I'm just kidding. God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
It was right there. I could not. God damn it. Anyways,
Poke someone's eye out.
This is why I don't let my daughter watch. But-
I'm glad my son is on board.
How passable do I look for an Amazon?
oh, totally fine. Yeah, especially like you kind of like braid your hair together a little bit. You've seen they are much more functional in their hair design. It's not a lot of prettiness to it, but it is very it's a beauty of its own.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you You might not look quite as toned as many of the Amazons do. You do have, I mean, Brissa's probably the most passable Amazon, just by virtue of
And
her build.
I'm going as myself, so
You're staying here. You're a prisoner.
I mean, when
You
they
want-
find us, I will be me.
I guess that is the question. Do we want to set an ambush here inside of this cell where we know, or do we want to scout first and then maybe assail when we have a better view? Because I think we'll be able to stay here. We can pull this off.
There's not a lot of. This would not be a good place to stage a fight against, or an ambush against, like more than one or two. It's just too confined here.
And it would be more respectful to bring the prisoner to the queen.
Yeah, I said we bring Yanni and Rhodus to them. We just bind them.
And don't forget the door to the prison section here was locked, which means you guys would have picked the lock, not knowing that it was a prison.
You did. You picked it, and we caught you red-handed as you tried to release
I guess
Daria.
that's fair. That's fair.
I think we need to sleep before we try to.
Which is why I suggested that you all go into your prisons and sleep in there.
That could work.
And then we'll just have to give you the things that you need to do magic and violence.
And you will sleep out here.
Soundly with these others. Slit their throats in the middle of the night and get you out when we're all feeling a little bit more rested.
Like that.
Well,
That's good.
let's see how much rest we can get then. I'll go into one of the cells.
Right.
And
Did you
not
say
the one with the
hell out
dead
of
thing
the-
in it. I won't be in the one with the dead thing in it.
She already closes the door, no. As she steps up, she does kind of like gently hold out her hands for your weapons and the like.
Oof. All right. I'm gonna keep a dagger on me.
She just goes, hide that somewhere, just in case they do a thorough inspection, huh?
Of course.
I mean, I need my
I
spellbook
expect
in
that the
morning.
lizard folk should also return to their cells.
This is not necessary.
Instant.
We will be fine. We can just run.
As Moxena turns towards them, her glamour now completely like shimmers and shifts as she had kind of like tried out different things back into the Medusa. When you see all the hairs kind of pull back the cowl as they're like, you will go back to the cell and wait there until we release you. Are we understood?
They could be of assistance to us if we,
They are
You all
known
relish-
prisoners. If we take them, well. But yes, if you think it necessary, we will take these two lizard folk with us. But
Or they
for
could
now-
just leave now, and you could tell them that we must have let them out because you didn't see them.
And what if they catch them and interrogate them?
I was simply thinking.
Can you
that
guys
they could-
keep up the story that these two marauders let you out?
Yes.
Do you remember the magic you used on the Amazon to have her tell you everything?
I mean, she told us one thing.
And we are where we need to be. Well done. Surprisingly.
Can get other people to tell me stuff too.
I'm just gonna hold Lyra's hand and
Okay,
squeeze
well,
it.
I tried, guys. I tried, fellas. Sorry.
You letting us out after, please.
We'll let you out
Yes.
when we're done.
I have no interest in you, whoever you are. Just go back in your cells for now. Go. As they shuffle back in there.
I'm sorry. I mean,
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Oh,
Excuse me.
sorry. I just wanted to see what the...
this one is so much more spacious than mine.
Alright, and Yanni, take off of you the book scrolls fanciness that you might have.
Yep.
As the doors are closed behind you guys. All right, ladies. I still think at least I will scout ahead to see what else we can find here. I will make myself look like Thylea. I know her name. If I need to have a cover, I have it. If I need to get myself out of a dangerous situation, I can do this. Do you think you can stay safe here for a moment and put the room back together?
The one who's good at that, we just locked in a prison cell.
I can move some tables. Bristle will start moving tables.
No, I'm just kidding. As you guys working together, teamwork makes the dream work, people. It doesn't just have to be one individual. Anyway, as you guys kind of take all of the barricading apart, it would break Rhodos's heart if you could see it. As you guys, we'll switch into a little bit more freeform. Does anyone want to travel with Moxena as she kind of explores the rest of the prison complex, or not prison complex, but this place?
I'll go.
I think
Bristle will go as well because she doesn't like Moxena anymore. She doesn't trust her.
As she goes, well, Lyra, do you want to stay here then? One of you at least has to make sure that the cover for the others checks out. Estrella, do you want to come? Do you want to stay?
Are we trying to rest here? Is that what we're trying to do? I'm a little confused now. We're not trying to
Yes.
rest.
You guys are. I just want to check out the rest of the place. I want to see what we're up against so that we can start planning.
I'd like to try to sleep. If I can.
You'll have to
I
explain
can-
why you're asleep while they're out seeking for the others, but that should work. Good luck. The rest of you want to come? All right. Good
Yes.
luck, Estrella. Make sure the boys don't die. As
I'm staying with Estrella.
all right. She kind of looks over her shoulder and kind of considers you for a second and says, "Your wily gifts of a siren would come in handy, perhaps. Are you sure you don't want to come along?"
Yeah, they'll be really good here when we have to explain why there's other prisoners in the prison cell. That's a great idea. Thanks.
Most of mine are. She walks to the door, opens it, walks through there as she motions for Brissa and Kasaria to come with. All right.
Coming.
I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I just think we shouldn't split up.
Alrighty. As you guys walk
It'll
out,
be fine. It'll be fine.
the portcullis are still lowered currently. As you kind of look around, you kind of mess around with it for a second, and you do seem to see that there's a kind of like a complicated dislodging mechanism that would just take like literally 2 minutes like of fucking around with it. You can imagine now why all of these tunnels exist into this. It seems that had you come through the tunnel, the Hydra heads could have just attacked at you guys without your guys' like ability to attack the body and return very efficiently. So this certainly going the other way could have been a little bit of a kill trap for you guys. Now, as you guys dislodge, which one of the paths do you guys want to take? So let's say west here is 1, the east path is going to be 2, and the south path is going to be 3.
About 3. No one else is saying it.
All right, south pass.
I think it's just you and Moxena and Kasaria.
All right. As you guys walk to the edge there, dislodging the thing, you guys end up walking up a spiraling staircase. And you actually ascend this for what feels like quite a bit of a thing. It's kind of like, Bruno's room is the worst. It kind of feels like that. You guys walk for a while. As you guys get Colossus of Pitor kind of flashbacks there, you ultimately come back to the very top there as there's a long hallway that extends southward Moxena kind of puts a finger to her lips as she starts kind of very stealthily step forward. Ooh, real stealthily. She got a nat 20. She kind of steps forward. She motions for you guys to follow. And then quickly puts up a hand. And then backs up into the hallway as she whispers.
There is a room full of basilisks in cages in there. They are currently asleep. Let me check what's beyond that room and we'll go from there, huh? Don't do anything stupid. I don't need you to die right now.
She kind of goes forward a little bit more. Somebody make me roll me a d20. I'll have you guys roll for Moxena's rolls.
I got it. 3.
Nice.
Sick.
Makes sense because I hate her now.
Alrighty. I want to throw that up for the peeps online as well. A little bit.
She dies. What a tragedy.
We'll place you right there, Brissa, just so that you can kind of peek in, and indeed you see that there are 4 basilisks in this room, kind of currently just snoring away, completely unconscious. As Moxena goes, when she points towards the door, she very, very quietly opens it up, kind of goes forward and out of view. Brissa and Kasari, go ahead and give me perception checks. You guys kind of intently listen in on what's happening around. Woo, baby! Justin, are you with us still?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check really quick.
Oh,
What do we got? 13.
Sorry, you're a little too tense as you look around the at the stone lizards, we'll call them. But as Brissa, you listen intently, you can hear a couple kind of what sounds like some kind of a gargling noise. And it just sounds like violent choking. After some more tense moments, Xena ultimately kind of returns back. You see that there's some blood on the lower half of her left leg. She kind of cleans the curved dagger and puts it back into a scabbard. She goes,
The guards are dead. This place leads back to the outside. The top, I'm guessing. There is a field of... weird. Marble statues out there. There are some that seem to be made of stone. The type you would expect from... She kind of caresses one of her magically hidden snake hairs. This is going to be, I suppose, our exit strategy if we need it. What do you think we should do about...
And she kind of just motions towards the basilisks.
Everyone can kill them. I mean, unless you think we can kill them in the cages.
Maybe, maybe not. As long as they stay in the cages. I do. And she kind of produces to make sure that they don't rattle a set of keys. Hopefully this is the only set.
Oh, yeah. Keep the keys then. Let's not let them out.
Alright. Well, shall we?
Alright, so let's go back and try the E8.
Ready, as you guys go all the way back down. While this is happening, Lyra and Kasaria, it's obviously you two in the room now together. I'll have you guys just drop in chat which way you guys want to have you go next. But is there anything that you guys talk about in particular? Lyra and Estrella.
I wanted to talk to everyone that was still with us,
Go for it.
not just Estrella. So I'll just go back into the little jail cell. Okay, first off, please tell me we're not still okay with this.
Meh. I don't plan to ever see this island again after we leave, so I don't have a whole lot of skin in the game. I want Ro to get what Ro wants.
If we just tell her she has to pretend that she doesn't want anything to do with it, then we can take her with us and take her to safety, and then after that, she's on her own.
As the door opens, and Darian kind of steps through.
I mean, that's fair. We got rid of the magic and we didn't lock it. I was already thinking about that.
Yep. And she kind of just steps forward. Points towards you, Lara.
I hug her.
She goes, though, as she kind of like almost like recalls from it, your hands kind of like wrapping around her. Probably one of the very first times she has felt human loving touch in a very long time. And you can see that she kind of like at first kind of recalls, and there's a tenseness to her, but then she just kind of lets it happen. Still not like easing into you, but kind of lets it happen as she just goes.
Yeah, if it's like a tense hug, it only lasts like a second.
Yeah, it's like, hey, thank you. I stay with you.
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
We kill.
That might also be an option. I try and not say it too loud.
Please, you help me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe give her some water and some rations.
And she
Just
kind of like greedily starts drinking and kind of eat it. She kind of stops for a second and kind of like wipes her mouth and tries to look a little bit more regal, but quickly kind of. Thank you.
I got a level with you.
I'm level 9. No, I'm just kidding.
That's good to know.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
So, I know you want to be the queen still. Okay, Brian.
Brian, what? What are you doing, you emulator player in the background of playing D&D? Unbelievable.
I am not playing an emulator, but I was looking at an ad for a cool ROM for a Game Boy Advance.
Nice.
Called it.
Well, I was served an ad for one.
So obviously you've been locked up for a long time. The people of Themis not great anymore. So really, if you decide to be the queen, like they're really not the best. Basically, Thylea has made them all followers of Lutheria. So, not a high bar at the moment. And I know you want to be the queen, and I know you deserve to be the queen. And if you want to be the queen, I am totally on board with making you the queen.
Whoa.
But it would probably be easier and safer, and honestly, probably more beneficial if you don't.
Temis. All Amazon. I
I mean, not all. That's kind of a generalization. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, I apologize. Probably not all of them, but I mean, if they're following Thessalia, who is like real gung ho about Lutheria, they're probably not good. If anything, the highest one is probably like a solid middle ground.
but my mother strong worship Mitros. No
Yeah,
Amazon Mitros worship.
there's still Amazons in Mitros. We can go there.
Luteria Amazon?
The Amazons here, yeah,
Mm,
they're all about Lutheria.
Mitros.
The ones on Mitros, they're all with Valus. They're great. We like
Oh.
them.
Oh.
Did your mom know her?
Uh-huh.
We can take you back there.
I see Valus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's still around. She's still kicking.
Okay.
In order for us to take you back, you cannot say that you want the crown. You have to renounce it. Even if you don't mean it, you cannot tell Moxena you want it. You must tell her you do not.
Moxena. Oath.
Yeah, she'll probably make you take an oath. We're really bad about those too. Do you know what we didn't take an oath on? Is this whole situation?
No, I think she means that she made an oath. Right? Is that what you are saying? The oath? No.
Me tell you.
Yeah.
Moxena. Me oath.
Yeah, she'll make you take an oath to renounce the crown. So it basically is a done deal. You won't have it afterwards. Which honestly, like I said, not that bad. These people are not that great. Honestly, we've been traveling with Moxena for a while. She has like this underground ring of spies and stuff, but I give it maybe 5 years.
Wow. And you see her kind of just melt down and kind of just drop to the ground and kind of stoops to the side.
Yeah, it's been a long day for all of us. Yeah.
All right. We'll switch back to you guys in a minute, unless Rhoda's, Yanni, did you guys want to contribute something too?
No, it went a
I'm
direction
kicking it
on
in
his
myself.
Right. As we go back to the ladies of the sword and dagger. Sword and dagger. What is the actual cloak and dagger? Do you guys, yeah. Do you guys want to go to the western or to the eastern path?
I think Alex said east. Yeah.
East.
All right. You guys open that portcullis as well. Alex. Sorry, we're just getting a little bit of audio feedback from you. Sorry if the music is super loud for y'all. You do wander for a while, much shorter this time around, until you guys get to a little intersection. This one, you guys seem to have descended to a lower spot within this place. And as you guys get there, Moxena again kind of looks left and right. Somebody roll me d20.
I'll do it.
I rolled the last one, and it was a 3.
Alrighty, very nice. Moxena again, incredibly stealthily, kind of looks to the left and right. She kind of points towards the left, starts heading down, listens in, and without even having to make a check, she kind of comes back and whispers to you.
I hear snoring. I think it is deep. I think there are men in there.
Well, we can leave them. You know, we know that the men are used for one thing here, so we can leave them there.
Right.
She kind of listens in on the other side. Somebody roll me a d20. The first one to do it counts. Get him.
Oh no.
Ah. Hey! Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at all. Somebody just gave. Holy crackaroni.
What
Black
happened?
Sun
Oh my god.
Gaming presents Black Sun Gaming. You guys, what? Oh man. Oh man. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. That is. Oh man, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Ben and Megan.
Oh man.
Love you.
Oh. Anyways, that is super kind of you all. She kind of listens in and then returns back. She says,
I can hear voices through another door there. I cannot make out what they're saying. What do you want to do?
Well, is now the time that we tell them that we have prisoners, or?
I suppose this would be the time, and then we can get them set up, yes.
Yeah. I think that was the plan. So might as well, knock and make ourselves known, and not be like, shifty about it.
Alright, do you want to take lead on this, or do you want me to?
I mean, I think you're more familiar with the Amazon culture, so if you take lead, I'll follow your lead and throw in little, antidotes into there and help you out, so to speak.
Right. In that case, let's do this. Thylea, you ready?
as you guys start to push forward, Xena opens the door, and indeed, inside there are two Amazon warriors kind of sternly conversing with one another. As you guys are kind of checking out what they're all about, you can see that they immediately stop with their conversation as Moxena kind of just confidently steps in, kind of pretending to have a little bit of a limp on the leg that she does have all of this blood kind of like still streaking from the guards that she had killed. She goes,
My name is Thylea, and I come to report.
the two Amazons kind of look at each other.
What are you here to report?
You see this short little, very stout, but incredibly beefy looking dwarven woman. There's a little bit of tuft of beard that just kind of extends all the way down to the chin line, kind of like in cutlets, kind of crossing her arms.
And who is you? What tribe are you with?
We're of the Eastern Plains. We ride rhinoceroses, as is the tradition.
Black Claw.
Yes, the Black Claw. Somebody roll me a d20 for Moxena's deception. Because if you guys make me roleplay with myself, I still want you guys to have the goddamn agency of the rolls, alright?
Rhoda said C.
Sweet. I'm sorry, but my algorithm doesn't really compute C+.
Well, if nobody else is gonna roll it,
Sorry, that was my intent. I had something in the.
Yeah.
there we go.
Nice.
Oh!
Nice.
As they both kind of like seem to be very much into it, and Mexena seems to be incredibly fluid about it. She indeed does seem to be very, very, very deceptive and persuasive as you guys kind of ring up on each side of her, making it look like you guys are the entourage, the bodyguards of the Thylea. As she says, "We are here because we were able to capture some outsiders. They had snuck upon the island and killed one of our traveling groups. We were hunting son of Cateblepas, and they ambushed us in the process. They ran off after they wounded us, and we pursued all the way to the bay. We saw that they tried to get into, well, our queen's fortress here, and we tried to prevent them from happening, but we only got here in time as they tried to swim out of some kind of opening." You see the Amazons kind of nod towards each other. "And what of them now? Were you able to?" "Yes, we killed all but a couple of them. They have a dragon with them." And you can like tell she kind of like drags that out as both of the Amazons kind of look at each other. "It is a young one still. I think Thylea will be able to maybe train the dragon, and one of them, they called him the son of Pitor, one of the demigods. You know how he is wont to throw his seed around. Pathetic men. And his bodyguard, some little stinky creature. We have them. By the grace of Thylea, by Luteria's glory, we captured them. That is fantastic news. The queen is sleeping right now. We're in the prison. They're secured. They had broken in there and almost released the lizard folk and the princess. We're not to speak of her. I'm sorry, I'm from the mainland. It's been a long day for me. It's all right. We will report this. You stay here. You deserve to receive the accolades for this. Well done, sister. Queen be praised. Luteria be praised. We can give this son of Peter in sacrifice, yes. Yes, my sisters. That is exactly what we... Alright, you heard them. We will go back to the prison, make sure that the prisoners are safe. She just bows deeply as you guys kind of look at each other and then kind of follow suit awkwardly as she kind of does a little bit of a look around. You guys definitely can tell that there's an open door that leads to another room to the south. I can only describe this room as interesting. There are throw rugs on the floor. You see two very comfortable looking beds. There are a lot of interestingly phallic shaped toys and other things, and much more well padded manacles and the like. This room seems to be made for mating. As you guys follow Moxena's suit to head out the east, out of this room. Ultimately descending back down the stairs, or up the stairs, I should say, to the eastern path there. As you guys are coming out of earshot, or at least Moxena is relatively certain of it, she seems to be almost giddy with energy as she looks between the two of you. My sisters, the word will be passed on.
You did pretty well there. I will admit it was very eloquent.
The gods favored me this day. Thank you, Damon, she says to an unknown god.
All right. So are we going to like stay? And we're going to go rest in like the prison area? Is that what our plan was?
Yes, that we are welcome to do this.
All
I am
right.
interested in seeing what is on the west side as well, or the western passage at least.
Should we be wandering around now that we've kind of let them know that we're here?
That is a prude assessment. I will give you this. What do you think?
I think we should, we could always, explore the keep more so after we've, taken care of the competition.
I respect your wisdom. I think you're right. Let's report back to the others of what we accomplished here today. As you guys ultimately head back, we'll say you guys are just coming to the end of a conversation. Because you guys had some more time to think about all of this, was there anything else that you guys wanted to chit chat about outside of Moxena's earshot?
Okay, Ro. If we're worried about the dragon, I can get that information.
I'm interested.
So that's always a secondary option.
Well, if everyone decides that we'd like to betray Moxena, we're totally alone, right? Because they're all still gone. I think that not opposed to some shenanigans.
I mean, I don't want anything bad to happen to the girl, but at the same time, how the hell is she going to lead a tribe of anything if she can barely communicate?
Yeah,
I think it's in her best interest for us to just GTFO with her, and
I agree. My plan A
Yeah.
is to get her to just come with us. But plan B is on the table.
Well, if everything goes to shit and we need to get it out of her, I'll try to get your attention.
We will not be able to take on Moxena and her sister, the multiple sisters.
I mean,
We don't have to fight
And
them all
even
at the
if-
same time.
yeah, it's not like as soon as we walk in the room and now you all die. That's stupid.
Yeah. It could be, okay, so we've convinced Darian to just come with us. So that is a non-issue. So let's go ahead and rest and get ready to get this crown for you. And then in the morning, we kill Moxena.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I know. That literally, that's just off the top of my head. But I'm not saying we have to fight all three of them at the same time.
I say last resort, personally.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, there's got to be something we could do. Maybe, I don't know.
Best result, Darian comes with us. We kill Thylea and Leia. Moxena becomes the queen. We leave this island. We never come back. That's best result.
As long as this girl is not here when we leave, I don't really care.
We do have like only, I don't know what, like 50 something days to save the world, so
Oh, yeah, you're right.
might want to, or else we'll all be dead.
I'll drop her off.
Oh.
teach him, give the special, have the best of everything. My father-in-law loves me. Promise.
Darren seems to be on board with Valis. So I'm sure Valis wouldn't be opposed to having her back.
And I mean, you know, if Valis wants to take it upon herself to get the girl her rightful throne back.
Oh, I will definitely put that option in the conversation.
So we probably should get you all back in your cells in case someone comes by.
Yeah, they're probably on their way back.
I was already trying to fall asleep when y'all came back in here.
I'll go grab a pillow from one of the bunk beds and hand it to Darian.
Kind of takes
They're
it.
probably on their way back, so we're gonna have to put you back in. Just for now. Please just think about what I said.
You wise. You
Oh no,
wise.
I'm really not.
Me. Yeah. Dang. Mad.
Yep. That, yes.
No. Wise. You. You. Wise. Kind of hugs the pillow a little closer. She gives you. Seems to kind of just nod. Not towards you, but it seems to be more towards herself. She's deciding on something. Seems to be coming to a decision on it. She kind of keeps nodding and slowly walks back towards her cell.
As I'm
Before
closing
she
the door. Oh, go ahead.
Before she goes back in, I'm just gonna say in her head, I'm going to say, Darian, I know what it's like to be locked away from the world. And these people, they are good people. They may not be able to win your crown back, but they will take you to safety. We will take you to safety.
Looks
Oh, it's
over
me.
her
I'll wave.
shoulder. Remind me, I think we figured this out. She cannot reply. You can just communicate into her head, right?
Yeah.
And then walks into the cell as the door closed.
You're absolutely allowed to be angry. That's completely valid.
Feel
Just
your
don't
feelings.
let it cloud your judgment.
As you guys close the cells on Yanni and Rotus after a while. And sit there and then kind of like put everything back together. Start to kind of like take a nap. But maybe like 5 minutes later, you have Moxena, Casaria, and Brissa walk in. And you guys can immediately tell, A, there's a little bit of blood on Moxena's leg. B, Moxena seems to have a broad smile on her face as she says, well, it is done. They believed us. And we're going to have an audience with the Queen herself in the morning.
So we can sleep.
You absolutely can go ahead and sleep. Oh my god, Black Sun, don't make me blush on stream. That's just not fair.
What?
You guys are
No,
awesome.
what?
You guys are awesome.
What's happening?
You were complaining about not having enough color in your face earlier, so
It is true, but now it's gonna be the hot pink, you know? Yes, now you can all sleep very soundly. Gather your strength. For in the morning, we've got some deposing to do.
Okay, night.
She seems to almost purposely pick the bunk next to you and kind of settles in. as the light dies away. After maybe a couple or so hours, there are a couple more Amazons that walk into the room. And as they do, you can definitely tell that they are immediately confused as to who you two, or like who the rest of you guys are. They walk over towards you, Lyra, and kind of jostle you awake.
Hey, who are you? What is going on here?
What? I was trying to sleep. I thought she explained everything to you.
What? We just got back from searching for the intruders. I'm really tired. What is going on?
We've caught the intruders. They're in the other cells.
What? Well, we weren't still out there. We kept searching in the dark. I'm so tired. You caught
Then
them
go to
already?
bed. Yes, they're in the cell. It's
Ah.
fine. We've explained everything to the other guards. It's fine. We have an audience with Thylea tomorrow to present them to her.
Go ahead and make me a deception check, but since you have advantage and whatever.
I don't think I do on deception. Let me make sure. I think it's just persuasion. I mean, I have a decent deception. I'm not worried about that. But let me
Oh
make
my
sure.
god, you're really just trying now. You really are trying now. Thank you. Deeply. Dang it. You.
Nope, it's just performance and persuasion. Okay, deception. 26.
Ah, 299s. As Tyler just goes. Those dice. Jesus Christ, you guys do need to do more role playing. This is amazing. You guys are just destroying it tonight.
We need to just be exhausted all the time.
Okay. I'm exhausted. I need to.
And as the two Amazons just kind of look around you guys, kind of confused, but as tired as they are, don't question it any further.
That's right. Go to sleep. Shut up. Stop talking.
As a long rest goes by, go ahead and get you guys. This is, you know, as a DM, you always think about like, all right, how is the group going to approach it? Which way are they going to come in? What are they going to do? You guys going in the most convenient way and killing the Hydra was like one of the options. Like, all right, cool. And then escaping and whatever else, I was like, all right, whatever. But then you guys rushing back
We
into
went
the
back.
thing, releasing the prisoners, chit-chatting with them, dressing up as them, and then actually pulling it off. That was not what I was expecting. That was
Either.
We got 20 though.
Oh, yes. All of these rolls so decent. Okay.
Also, I wish I had the bot properly set up because, Marissa, do you know Black Sun Gaming?
I do.
Give them
Yeah.
a little bit of a shout out. Tell us a
Yeah,
little bit while
talk-
everybody does
talk
roll
about
things.
them.
Like, talk them out a little bit. We want to do a proper shout out because
Oh.
I don't think I have the shout out set up right now. No, I don't.
Yeah, so Black Sun Gaming is run by an incredible DM. His name is Ben. And I've played in a campaign with him, and he is awesome. He really kind of specializes in like spooky gothic horror, like really kind of creepy, fun stuff. So you can Ben put in chat where they can find you at.
That-
But he's great. He like does one shots and all kinds of great stuff. So
That is awesome.
even if you want to dip your toe in the kind of creepy pond.
Yeah. If you're sick of this really happy, just great,
Always
loving,
upbeat.
adorable campaign.
Oh man.
We definitely didn't just find a girl that's been locked up in a dark cell for 10 years.
That's
So
some
long that
gothic
she
as
forgot how to
shit, for real.
speak.
While we have another girl who basically has been locked up in a dark cell for her whole life as part of the party.
She at least
Yeah.
had books, though.
That's true. I had one friend. Can't complain.
knowledge.
And it wasn't silent. Hers was, scarily.
Hers was
Yeah.
like magically silence.
That is valid.
But none of us have died permanently, so.
No.
Sorry. Alex's physical reaction, I was like, I mean... Oh, man. As a good writer, you always got to add permanently sometimes. All right, cool.
Here's my next question, David.
Yes.
So how awkward would it... Do Amazons have magic?
What do you
Because
mean?
if I'm gonna gift of alacrity myself, it's gonna take a minute and it's gonna be obvious.
I mean, you know that they primarily are warriors. They're in mechanical terms, they're more melee focused culture and peoples, right? Does that mean that there's no magic amongst them? Not necessarily, but it usually is more physical prowess. However, you wonder if you could maybe excuse yourself and kind of like do the hubba around the corner of the cells or something.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, actually,
while you're taking care of your daily ablutions.
right.
Why you go and party?
That's true. Technically, my rest one is part of like me meditating, so I could make it look less obvious.
While you are considering that, I do want to have the chat shout out, who do you think should get DM inspiration? Because I love this personally. Like, I love running combats just as much as the next DM, but this is my favorite stuff. Like the stuff that you don't see in every campaign. Who of the players should get a quick shout out? And if you don't know who's who, again, Alex in the top left is going to be Brissa. Next to him on the right, that is Brian playing Rotus, currently in the cell at the bottom there with a very beefy looking chest. With the cat ears, we have Tyler, who's playing Lyra, the Winged Siren, and then currently passed out because, and just as a context, poor Justin works very, very like grave yards, and this is kind of like a hard time for him in particular, so we always appreciate him playing. Is going to be Casaria, the other Medusa with a green kind of looking ring there. And on the bottom left, we have Damon playing our high-pitched Yanni, unless he's in a stressful situation. Then puberty kicks in a little bit with those 3 magic missiles coming out of his hand, also in a cell. And on the bottom right, we have Marissa playing Estrella, which is, of course, the wonderful Stars druid that we have there with the white hair kind of kicking back there. Just shout that out in chat at some point, and I'll associate it with that player. You guys wake up. Now, this little prison barrack does not have any kind of opening to, well, the outside. You don't know how much time has passed, though the other Amazonians are getting themselves ready, and you kind of like blink away as you suddenly magically feel all of the 11 Hydra heads piercings in your body just magically have healed. Gotta love D&D 5th edition sometimes. As you guys wake up, have bandaged yourselves, there seems to be some gruel that the other Amazonians have set up for you guys as well as they go.
So how did you do it? How did you get the interlopers?
Oh well, they were in the process of trying to free the prisoners, and so their backs were turned to us. So it was pretty, when someone's back turned to you, right, you would just hit them over the head really, really fast and hard, and down they went. For a demigod, he popped down really fast. It was
stupid men. They only ever look forward. That is. Well, the Amazonian might and the Darius blessing brought us here. This is fantastic.
It was really good luck. Praise Lutheria.
Praise be. Praise be.
And now I can't help but to think about. Fuck. Now I'm thinking about what is the show with the white hoods and the red cloaks? Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, Handmaid's Tale.
No, yeah.
Praise be.
So, we talked with Leah, and they are impressed by you. They want to meet the ones who were able to capture and kill the others. They said they would want to make an example of him. I think the sacrifice will be great. The temple of Luteria will be bathed in his blood.
I mean, are you going to sacrifice the beefy one or the small one? You know, the beefy one would make for good breeding, right?
Yeah, he claims to be the son of Petor.
Yeah, yeah.
Be better if it was Titan blood, instead of wannabe gods.
Yeah, I mean that's 100% fair, but I mean, like the Sons of Sidon, right? Those are few and far between, but having demigod blood is still pretty good, anyways.
Right. I mean, how often is this chance gonna fall into your laps?
True, true.
I suppose, though. Yes. A couple of us could have
I mean,
fun
that
with
is
him
up to the
first.
queen to decide in the end.
Yeah.
You said you also saved another of them instead of killing them, right?
It was a smaller one.
Yeah, he's
The bodyguard, we were told.
Yeah,
He's smaller
yes.
than the demigod.
I mean, maybe he's like a bodyguard of the mind, or like
Oh, true. There's a lot of mind-bending magic. We heard that your tribe was attacked by them first.
It was a harrowing battle. They my great piece did fall. So buried it. Just
So sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Well, he will suffer. A beast such as the rhinoceroses that you ride is worth at least 5 men.
yeah, and he's only like a half a one.
Ah,
So
10 of him.
It's true. It's true.
I'm so sorry.
Can't do it.
Yanni's just sitting there behind a closed door going,
Yeah. If you had that warlock invocation where you could see through walls.
But were you lying about the dragon?
No, it's in the cell with them.
How did
Yeah.
you get the beast to comply with you?
He seemed very protective of his master. The demigod, right? When we threw him in there, he was very concerned and ran in after him, and then we closed the door behind, and so then there's a dragon in there.
I wonder.
It was very much like a sacrifice yourself to save your leader kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear? Were you here when Captain Gaius came to visit the queen?
I would have loved that. I admire that man so much.
Yeah, how long ago was that?
You admire a man? Oh,
I mean, he's brought back the dragons. Isn't that amazing?
he did. The dragon was the most impressive part, really. I mean, the
I
men
mean,
traveling
yeah.
with him,
Fair.
typical
Yeah.
pricks, full of themselves. Of course, immediately made overtures at the queen, but
I'm sure he just went on and on and on and on.
really, and having to have that deep, grumbly voice just to, they always drop down another octave to try to be impressive and puff out their chests like peacocks.
Yeah. Compensating clearly.
Clearly. But he's blessed by Sidon, so there is that.
It's true.
If we could have our queen tame the beast like Ios did, she can tell you, but their plans. Their plans. This will be good.
It will be good. I think that is plus that one is golden. It is much better than Gaius's.
A golden dragon.
I know, right? It's so much better than this.
Never
Stupid
heard of a
silver
golden
than
dragon
Gaius.
in Thylea. How did they get their hands on a golden dragon?
I don't know that like I said, maybe Petor gave it to him or something.
We'll have to train this dragon. I wonder if there are any scrolls on it.
Sorry, I had to stop myself from being like, how?
Yeah. All right, well,
She will be waiting for you. Get yourselves ready. Clean up. Look nice. Be at attention. This is the queen we're speaking to this day.
We will do just that. Thank you.
Alrighty. As the two of them kind of head out the door, it is now you guys.
Bye.
As I'm getting stuff set up.
Do you have shackles for them so we can, bind them?
Oh, I thought you already did that. Yeah, hang on. And she kind of reaches around as they give you guys a set of manacles.
Oh, thank you.
All right. How do you prep for this?
Guess we'll bind Yanni and yeah, but I guess we can't loosely bind.
Not with manacles.
Yeah, not with manacles. I guess we'll bind them both.
It is funny that you had to ask for manacles for sure. Hilarious.
I mean, they're just like ordinary manacles, right? I'm sure Rotus can just like. But Yanni.
Or should I say?
Yanni, I'd hate to waste something out of the gate, but if you need to, can you poof out of them or do they go with you?
It go with me.
They gave us a key to the manacles, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we're putting them on, then we can put them on. So.
Would I have had time when I woke up to ritual cast water breathing on all of us?
You would have time now.
Oh.
They essentially
Okay,
give
can
you
I
a
do it now?
moment to kind of clean up and make yourself presentable for the queen.
Got it. So I will cast water breathing on all of us, including everyone.
Including
Not-
everyone. No, just kidding. gotta make sure that I get everyone with that. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Brissa will do her speech. And,
Oh, right. Give it to
10.
everyone except me. I already got it.
Yep.
Make sure that you count that on yourselves, just as an FYI. Yanni, it'll be a little bit more complicated with the mage armor.
I don't use mage armor.
Oh yeah,
anymore.
that's right. That is awesome. I forget. I just always assume my wizards always have mage armor on at all times. But
Who does that?
it's crazy. All right. Any other prep work that you guys want to do?
Is there a reason Sila's health bar is like kind of depleted?
Yeah, because he hasn't upped it again. Because
Oh.
yeah, NPCs don't have the same what is that called? Long rest option that you guys do.
Gotcha. I thought maybe it was like a carryover from when all of our health got screwed up.
Nope, Silas just gonna die. That's all.
No.
I mean, we all knew it was coming. We're
Yeah.
surprised that she's made it this far.
Mhm.
You do like killing my dragons.
I mean, I almost spilled my entire water over everything. Woo! I hope that heart attack was nice for you. All right. As the Amazons lead you back into the room where you guys had gone with Moxena earlier the previous day, you go by the room as the chains of Rotus and Yanni kind of clank around. I will say Moxena would have let you know, both of you know, that they actually kind of like took the weapons and kind of loosely wrapped them in some furs. As you guys are walking, she goes, I'm going to lay them a couple paces away from the queen, but as an offering. The book I will keep on me for the time being, strapped to my back, Yanni. When the time comes, you grab it, all right?
Okay.
You guys walk into kind of the next area. As you see, there's a little bit of an L-shaped path that ultimately extends into a small room. As Scylla is kind of kept over here, also kind of chained. You see the other two Amazons just kind of go, "We'll take care of the dragon. Bring the prisoners first. We'll present it after." You guys all kind of exchange looks, realizing, all right. As you guys go into this next room, you see that there are two goatlings in there. As they immediately look towards you, Nanny, as they take like random things like jugs and start throwing them at you. They don't hurt you, but as they start throwing stuff at you, your little haggling blood is starting to boil in anger as these hagglings are starting to pelt you with shit. But after a while, they kind of settle down, but are, overall excited. As you have another couple Amazons kind of come out of the southern room. All right. The queen is waiting for you within the temple. Two of you may come inside to receive the blessing. The queen is incredibly proud of all of you. Please bring both of the prisoners with you. Oksana kind of uneasily looks towards the rest of you guys to kind of have the same reaction of, well, who's going to do it? Who's going to go?
Only two of us can go?
Only two of you can receive the blessing of Luteria this day, yes. Oksana kind of turns towards you, Brissa, and says, I think, since you are the one who knocked the brute unconscious, you should be one of the ones to go, yes?
Sure, yeah, we could go inside. Yeah, the rest is going to stay out here.
Yes, you will also receive your time with the queen, but the sacrificial giving of this one, which they look up and down, Yanni, is going to come with a magical boon for having brought the sacrifice. Only two will receive this today. Be proud for what you have done.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Do you want to come as well? And she'll talk to Lyra, or direct that towards Lyra.
Moxena kind of looks down towards the weapons that she's holding for Rhodas.
She's like, and Yanni's spellbook. But they're gonna be out here.
The prisoners.
Oh, no, they're bringing both of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Or I guess
I mean, truly, it was you two who.
You do me great honor, my sister. Are you sure? Moxena smoothly lies.
I dagger glare at her. Yes.
She kind of raises up her chin. Thank you for finally acknowledging that I am the superior huntress. It is kind of you. Go! As she shoves Yanni. You actually kind of catch the edge of the carpet, falling down onto a knee and kind of scrape it. As you kind of like look back towards her, she completely ignores you. Move. You too, big guy. As she kind of pokes you in the back. As the two of you guys are essentially corralled forward to go first, you walk into a room wherein you see two more Amazonian guards, as well as two Medusas. The room itself is lined with cushions and chairs all along the walls of this great high-ceilinged oblong room. At the opposite end of the chamber stands a white marble statue of a horned woman wielding a crystal scythe. The woman's eyes are inlaid with black onyx, and her unearthly gaze seems to follow you, Yanni, around the room. As Moxena kind of steps forward, You feel her starting to tense up, Versa, and you almost have to kind of like bump her along to keep up the pace, to keep moving along, to keep up the facade. As she just kind of like seems to nod to herself and pushes you, Rhodas, over to the side, and you, Yanni, over this, kind of like actually kind of pushes you over to the side, putting the weapons in front and laying them out before her. She looks up towards Thylea, whom you recognize to stand before figurine, or the statue of Thylea. You see, Thylea is a well-built woman. Her snake hair seems to be different than that of her sister. His sister is much like Moxena. Seems to wear some kind of a diadem on top of her head and seems to be kind of just playing with a dagger, kind of cleaning stuff underneath her nails as she gives you Rhoda's kind of a hard look. And you can see that there seems to be a little bit of a smarmy, almost sexual smile about her. She kind of considers you up and down. Thylea, on the other hand, kind of looks towards Rhoda's for a moment, up and down, but then seems to focus down on Yanni, raising up her chin a little bit. You can see that her snake hair is completely revealed and seems to have almost this nature of stars to it. You can see the night sky kind of shimmering and shifting inside of it, and you can see this kind of eldritch light shining out of her eyes. She goes, "You have done a good job bringing these two to me. What is it that you seek as a reward, warrior?" "Oh, my great queen, greatest of us Amazons, I would never ask for a thing from you. You who have led us to greatness." You can see the two Medusas kind of looking at each other like something is weird. Even the Amazons are starting to kind of shimmer and shift, or not shimmer and shift, but kind of shift remarkably as Moxena kind of taps towards Versa to kind of like undo the bindings as she quickly goes and starts to cutting through the chain that is currently binding your hands together, Rhodas. You see the Medusas kind of immediately erect at the same time. As that kicks off combat, we'll leave it there this week. Pick it back up with a three-room battle. Brian's like, "How to kill some Amazons!" And my friend,
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Sorry, but while that was all going down, I want to say into Kasaria's head and then into Lyra's head, when this goes down, run into that room. I'm going to try to block this door.
All right.
Okay.
Initiatives is going to determine some of those shenanigans. What a way to cliffhanger. I thought, oh my god, like I said, this absolutely went absolutely differently than I thought it would. You guys, thanks for being awesome players.
We had fun.
Awesome.
I'm really excited to see what our next group's going to look like after we TPK next week. So,
I mean, one is going to be an animated stone statue, you know. But before we hop off,
it's a reskinned Warforged, right?
Exactly. I'm going to obviously rate another channel really quick, but debrief really quick. What did you guys think? What are you guys excited for next week? What's the battle plan? What do you guys think you're going to be doing?
Keeping my eyes closed.
We don't have a battle
It's
plan.
gonna be a lot of
Kinda
not
scary.
looking, so
Now you guys get a whole week to plan an entire battle, right? That's
I'm glad
fun.
we got that long rest in.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
finally.
clutch.
It took us a whole session to go to sleep. And I think Black Sun Gaming wants Estrella to get the inspiration
And
out of a
Estrella-
bias. But
Estrella's getting absolutely. Do the rest of you guys agree? I mean,
Now we know you can be bought, David. That's all that matters. That's,
Right.
I wanted to give Estrella the DM inspiration if I hadn't already for the water breathing, because that was a completely different approach. Like, they couldn't see you guys coming. That was fucking stealth clutch. Without the druid's ability to do the water breathing there's no way you guys could have come through the back door, killed the Hydra in like technically the most favorable way to you guys, like, legitimately, that was a clutch play. That was a clutch.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how people who don't have a druid do that. How do they get in?
I mean,
You just try
could
not to
swim,
drown. Yeah.
Wow.
I will say, I think Brissa is good at swimming, right?
Like, I don't have a swim speed, no.
But you can't you like hold your breath or something?
No.
Oh, really? I thought you
That was
could.
Crane.
It's
There's
good
a
one.
formula
Yeah,
for it.
Crane could do it.
Oh, right. Okay, well, most of us would have died. I can hold my breath for an hour. So
Wow. It's fan. All right, you guys are awesome. We stream every Thursday starting at 8 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. We're done for
it's
this
almost
week.
over, Doug.
I know. We gotta
It's
hurry
almost
up.
out, it's almost
You
out.
guys are awesome. Check out Black Sun Gaming. Bye.